till we're buzzing through a stereo. And the sound fills my soul like a sun shining through my window. Let it flow through my veins. This is my religion. This is my religion. As I bow my head to pray, may the verses that they sing fall like wine to my lips. This is my religion. Put the needle down. This is my religion. Put the needle down. This is my religion. I'll put the needle down. This is my religion. Put the needle down. This is my religion.
This one here? Oh, hello. Your old pal here, the Joker. Here to talk to you about Styx Broadcasting. When I'm not out killing the bat, I like to just relax at home with a nice Chianti and my friends at Styx. Because I'll probably kill them.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Styx Broadcasting show of Save Point Show. I am City of 6-7, always accompanied by...
Tetri, hi.
Your Pandora.
And Kazza143.
And today is the last day of MegaCon. Yes, the opening scenes, or the opening music... Oops, that's too loud. The opening music was by Troy Baker. It is his new album called Sitting in the Fire. And I actually have this, and it's a little bit bright, but that's okay. It's called Sitting in the Fire. It's the album. It's a solo album by Troy Baker, and we got to meet Troy Baker. Me and Tich both got to meet him, and he is such an awesome guy. We're gonna play his album tonight in the background here. He gave us our blessing. He gave us his blessing. Excuse me. He gave us his blessing to be able to actually play the music, and he also gave us a blessing by that little intro for Styx Broadcasting, which was so freaking cool. He was such an awesome guy, man. I have no idea what to say right now. We both.
You're a little emotional.
I did. I mean, dude, he was so personal. It was really cool too. I mean, both Tich and I had a blast at MegaCon. That's why we were a little late tonight. I apologize. We were a little bit late. Traffic was a bitch. Not to say it least, but oh my god. I'm still in half costume here. So I mean, I had a suit and tie on. I have a picture here of me and Retro Godfather. This is me and Retro Godfather. I know it's a terrible way of saying. I'll see if I can get it scanned and uploaded. I have a whole bunch of pictures on my phone I was not able to get to, but this is me and Retro Godfather as Darth Vader and Jango Fett in Pulp Fiction style. I almost said Pulp Piece, but I meant Pulp Fiction style. So that was us today, and my God, you stand in one area, you have anything that's relatively anybody recognizes, and then this picture of the Pulp Fiction Star Wars thing is all over the internet. So me and my buddy was like, hey, let's do this. You know, it's really easy costume, really easy helmet and all that, and oh my God. Person after person after person, like one right after another, were just stopping. Hey, can I take your picture? Hey, can I take your picture? It was like, it's honestly, if you want to feel like a celebrity for a day, MegaCon or one of the Comic Cons, any type of con, dress up in anything, and man, people just treat you like a celebrity, and they take pictures of you and everything like that. So it was a real big blast to do that. I can't wait for next year. Last year was really cool. We got a couple of stories. I'll tell a little bit of our stories later on in the show. But we always kind of talk about what we've been doing, man. What you guys been up to? Other than us, what you guys been up to? I know you've seen little of us, but...
Well, I don't know that Kaz and I can top your weekend.
Oh, my God.
I feel a little inadequate at this point. I'm just like, wow. You know? Basically, I've been just kind of living through your all's experiences this weekend, enjoying the Troy Baker promo and trying to play a few little games here and there. But that's about it, really. Mostly working on the show with Kaz through the week. That's pretty much been my week.
Kaz?
We're getting requests to replay the Troy Baker video.
I'll replay it in just a second here. Let's Kaz, what you been up to, man? I haven't seen either one of you. I know we've kept on Skype.
We miss you guys, you know. The whole week we're like, what the hell, you know, the whole weekend. But I played a little bit of Titanfall here and there. I played some Infinity Crisis and Grand Theft Auto 4. What else did I play? I was debating if I wanted to play Final Fantasy 14 online again, or if I want to go back to WildStar, one or the other. I'm really trying to really decide which one I want to play. I also played a little bit more of Assassin's Creed Rogue, which was a big hit. I mean, BCK in the chat loves Assassin's Creed games, so he was there watching me play. You know, it was a good week for me, except for some personal stuff on the side, but I'm not talking about that stuff. And I also watched the first 2 episodes of the new Daredevil series on
I gotta watch that.
Netflix.
I heard it was
We heard
phenomenal.
a lot
Really
about
good.
that.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I like this show. I don't know if I like the actor who's playing Daredevil Murdoch right now. That's the
Better
I don't know. That's the whole thing. And they had a few known actresses in it. One of the girls from forgot what her name was, but she played Jessica in True Blood. She's in the series, and Dawson, I forget what her name is. Rosario Dawson is in the show as well. So those are the 2 big actresses I've seen so far. And like I said, I only watched the first 2 episodes. There's 13 episodes on Netflix, but hopefully it gets better and better, and this guy actually grows on me, because I don't know if I like him enough yet. But
Okay. Well, I definitely got to see that. Titch, what you been up to?
MegaCon.
Well,
Sleeping.
first of all, explain what's on your head.
Yeah, these are little ears. Now, they're not really moving a whole lot, and I'm thinking that the batteries are going dead. But these actually link in with my brain waves. So, as I'm thinking, as I'm talking, as I'm doing things, they move different ways. If you're relaxed, they'll kind of droop a little bit. If you're excited, they'll perk up and they kind of twitch. They twitched a lot when I was talking to Troy Baker. If I had them when we were talking to Norman Reedus, they would have twitched even more. I know that. They're really weird because you can actually feel it kind of tingle into your head, into your scalp. So that's not bad feeling. It actually, actually feels kind of good.
It's a glorified mood ring, honestly.
It basically is. Yes, it's a glorified mood ring. You have this little piece on your forehead that has to be flush against your skin, and then you have this other little piece that clips to your ear. But they're really quite comfortable and kind of fun. But as far as video games, I actually have been still playing The Last of Us. I have not played off stream. So those who have been watching Dark Titch and watching me play that, I have not played further. We're into Tommy's compound in the game. Troy Baker, I invited him to, if he would like, he knows about Twitch. He's aware of Twitch. He's an avid gamer. I invited him to come and watch the stream if he would like, and he says he will. I told him he did not have to say anything in the chat. He did not have to, let anybody know that he was there. He just he acted like he was really kind of excited to see somebody play it who is not used to those types of games. And he loves that role of Joel so much. And to be able to share with him the fact that I love the game and I love Joel so much as well, it was kind of nice because I think that he found a little bit of, common ground with me. He really seemed excited that I was as excited about the game as he seems to be.
What was really amazing was, I mean, these celebrities, they go to these cons, they meet like thousands of people a day, right? We originally met Troy Baker on a Friday, and we met him on the Friday. We got the album, we talked to him, we talked about Styx, we handed him a card, nervous as hell. He pocketed the card. He didn't just set it to the side. He actually pocketed the card, our Styx broadcasting card. And, he talked to Tich a long time about The Last of Us. He is an avid gamer, so he plays all of his games, basically everything. So he knows everything about games. And he actually were asked to move along the line, and he wanted to talk to us some more. But we went back on Saturday. We didn't stay very long on Saturday because it was hugely crowded. But we sat and listened. To a panel of Troy Baker, Tress McNeil, Rob Paulson, Jess Harnell, and Tess. No, not Tess. Gray. The Isles.
Yeah, her name is unusual.
Yes, it's very unusual. But we sat on a panel and they did they read from a script of Back to the Future in all their different cartoon voices. So we had Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, Daphne, people from The Simpsons. The Joker was Doc Brown, so that was amazing. We got to sit in on that. And then Sunday today we went back, and I was going. This is one of the big news, and I'll share that a little bit later. We went back to Troy Baker's booth and talked to him a little bit more, and he absolutely remembered us from Friday, and so that was a little bit of a thing. We went back to Troy Baker and we got several albums of his. Now we've got 2 albums, one for Tich, one for me, and they're both been I can't really see it, but they've both been signature signed. Let's see if I can get that. Well, it's blurry. Sorry about that, guys. But trust me, it is signature signed here. Come on. Now I'm blurry. Yay! Look at me, I'm blurry. But they're signature signed and by Troy Baker, and he gave us our blessing. He gave us our blessing. He gave us his blessing to basically give these away out as a prize on our streams. So we will be. Unfortunately, we can only give them out to the U.S. Viewers. I can't send these out to the European viewers because honestly shipping is going to kill us. So we've got 2 albums to give away that are signed by Troy Baker. I apologize, I do not have any certificates of authenticity, but they are signed from Troy Baker himself, and at some point in time we will be giving those away. So that's one of our big news. We also have some posters here too that have been signed by Troy Baker as well. So that was really, really cool that he remembered us. He like personally remembered us and actually remembered our names too. So that was a lot of fun. So we've got a lot of stories about MegaCon. We got pulled over by the police. And all these pictures are on my phone, unfortunately, because I have some pictures of my costume and why we were pulled over by the police. But we'll get into that a little bit later tonight. Let's jump right in. We do have some stories on tonight. Let's see. I'm so discombobulated right now.
Yeah, the first news story is we were actually watching this before you guys went on. You guys went to MegaCon, I happened to come across this stream by Square Enix. Yeah, what the hell was the name of it?
Can't Kill Progress.
Yeah, Can't Kill Progress.
Can't Kill Progress.
And we were speculating what game it was, and I stood my ground and I said, Deus Ex because it had a lot to do with the plot of Deus Ex. So I know Tich was watching it for like a whole bunch of hours.
I watched it for like a day straight. I kept it on.
Yeah.
I had it on mind for the whole day too as well. Brunhofer watched it, and every time there was something that happened, Slem watched it. Slem and M, who's also our stream team, they were watching it as well. And every time something happened, I'm like, "Hey, hold on, camera changed," and they would be typing in Skype and let everybody know. So then we would all turn into it like, "Hey, that's different. That's not the same." And Pandora was watching it. You know, they all got to change the cameras because it was an interactive thing. It was pretty cool that what it turned out to be, and
I think all of us hosted it too as well, didn't we?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was Deus Ex, which Sid's gonna read.
Square Enix recently confirmed its new video game, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the latest in a series about the conflict between humans and people with augmented cybernetics. The Japanese publisher of the Final Fantasy series released the trailer and discussed it on Twitch. First for a major game. Excuse me. I apologize. I have not pre-read these things, so this is a dry run here. So Square Enix didn't say that when the game is arriving, but players can pre-order it now. This upcoming release is a long-awaited sequel to the 2011 game Deus Ex Human Revolution, and it will come out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the PC. On a channel dubbed Can't Kill Progress, which we hosted, Save Point Show hosted, Square Enix teased the announcement that with a security camera video of a man in a prison cell. Just before the announcement, a woman joined the man and argued with him about bombing attacks and how to save the lives of hundreds of people. The actual announcement showed that Adam Jensen, whose body had been augmented with cybernetic parts, is still the hero. Now he is apparently hunting other augmented augmented humans who have been labeled as terrorists. He is after the event of the previous game in the series. Excuse me. Eidos Montreal is developing with an all-new tech dub, the Dawn engine. Square Enix said Deus Ex Mankind Divided directly follows the aftermath of the AUG incident, a day when mechanically augmented citizens all over the world were stripped of control over their minds and bodies, resulting in the deaths of millions of innocents. The year is now 2029, and the golden era of the augmentations is over. Mechanically augmented humans have been deemed outcasts and segregated from the rest of society. Crime and acts of terror serve as a thin veil to cover up an overaching conspiracy aimed at controlling the future of mankind. The art style uses the same combination of black and gold that defined the look of the 2000 game. So we do have a trailer. Before I know I promised to show the Troy Baker thing again. Well, let me show that real quick, and then right after that we'll show the Deus Ex trailer. Okay. So again, this is if X Split will work with me here. This is Troy Baker here.
This one here? Oh, hello. Your old pal here, the Joker. Here to talk to you about Sticks broadcasting. When I'm not out killing the bat, I like to just relax at home with a nice Chianti and my friends at Sticks, because I'll probably kill them.
Peggy 18.
We are human beings. Each and every one of us. This must not go on. This injustice must end.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks
highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me!
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become. They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives, controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply. So much pain. So many lies. Their darkness must end.
This should be your fight as well, brother. The promise of a golden age is over.
I won't let it happen again.
This is for the players.
Okay, so that's the Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That looks pretty cool.
I geeked out a lot.
Although it is all cinematics, but still, it's pretty cool looking. So
I absolutely love Deus Ex games. I was actually thinking about playing the other one, the last one that they just had, which was the. Oh my god, I can't even remember the name of it. Hold on.
Human Revolution.
Yeah, the director's cut. I was actually gonna stream that, but
yeah.
Give people something to watch, especially when this one comes out. You know, I'm definitely gonna buy this game.
I think I'm probably get that one too.
I want to play that.
Okay, you can play that. That's fine.
I want them swords.
It's all about the sword.
All about
It's all about the sword.
no daggers.
No daggers.
All about the sword.
I'm
No daggers.
I'm sorry, guy. I'm a little distracted. I'm actually looking at myself not wearing glasses. I'm wearing contacts tonight, so because I had a helmet and everything, so I feel weird. So it's like, so I don't usually have contacts.
What do you guys feel about Jensen come back?
I think it's cool. I like Jensen.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why people had a problem. I never played the original ones, so I've only played Human Revolution. So I'm not. I guess I'm kind of biased that I like Jensen. I liked the Human Revolutions. I like that one a lot.
It got its hate, and a lot of people didn't like him for I don't know why. And I don't know if it's because they're such a fanboy of the series. And again, I am too. I loved every Deus Ex game, but I thought Jensen was probably the best out of all. Just the way he portrayed the everything he does is pretty cool in my book, and I have no problem with it.
I don't have a problem with the character either. I thought it was a good transition into his character. As a matter of fact, I think I ended up liking him better in the end. So for them to bring him back, I don't have an issue with it at all. I'm really excited about this game. I mean, the even the concept of the story. But then again, I'm into the steampunk and the cyberpunk and that type of stuff. Neopunk. I mean, just the whole concept of this story is got me, pushing it up towards the top of my list of must-haves. So I'm definitely excited for it. I can't wait to see more about it as information is released.
Yeah, I think I'll be following closely too. So
yeah, definitely gonna be following it.
Yeah, I want it now. I want it now.
All right, Violet. Next up, as always, we have. Do we have any just chips tonight? I know everything was kind of last minute, so go ahead. Yeah, take it away.
Okay. I don't have any images tonight, guys. I apologize, but you guys will just use your imaginations and watch my ears twitch if they'll twitch. There they go. Okay, so I'm talking about the scientist career tonight, and the scientist career is one of the 3 active careers in the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack. You can follow your Sims to his or her workplace, as you guys know, and if you choose the scientist career, you'll be working in the science lab. Your Sim will be able to conduct scientific experiments and invent new technology. And you start the career as a lab tech. And as you advance, you will eventually become a mad scientist. I'm working on this on my stream, by the way. You unlock serums and inventions with breakthroughs. As a scientist, your Sim will want to invent new technology. In order to create new inventions, they must do research. And when your Sim is doing research or experiments, they will begin to build up to a breakthrough. And the breakthrough can be identified as a big light bulb above their head that will start to light up in different sections until it's completely filled. And that way it'll actually become a breakthrough, and you actually get kind of an advance in their career. As each breakthrough comes through, you can invent different things. So you can get breakthroughs through different ways. Collect collectibles, chat with the invention constructor, which is a robot within the lab that actually helps you construct your inventions. It's really cute. You can actually chat with the robot, and he'll bob his little head up and down, and he'll actually talk in Simlish to the Sim. It's more like Simlish binary, so he actually kind of beeps and squeaks. It's like R2-D2. And then performing experiments, you can read books. If your Sim takes inspirational or thoughtful showers, they can invent while gardening. They start to build their breakthrough stuff. And there are actually gardening pots on the lab property that you'll take care of the plants and stuff. Doing creative things like painting, or even doing like crafting things on the workbench, those types of things. Analyzing anything. They can even learn or create breakthroughs through jogging or tinkering with things. That's something new with the scientific, is you will get the prompt on the pie menu to tinker with something, and that'll help with the breakthrough as well. They can even have breakthroughs while brushing their teeth. They are scientists. It's everywhere. Just like Einstein, the most mundane tasks that he did during the day would actually help him, because in the back of his head, he'd be constantly thinking of something else. So the list of breakthrough unlocks are, you have Momentum Conserver, which is an invention that you do on the invention robot. Synthetic food serum. You do need to make sure that you have the supplies in your inventory, which I believe is 2 plant things. So like 2 strawberries, 2 apples, anything like that. A sim ray, which is really super fun to play with. You can freeze your sim friends and make them Smurfs. Now, I say Smurfs because after the sim has been frozen and you break them out of the ice, they're blue for several hours, several sim hours. You can do the red hot serum, which will make any sim angry. The hover lamp, which actually is a cute little invention that's a bulb. It looks like a Tesla bulb. That's what it reminds me of, is the Tesla balls. Rose perfume serum, a satellite dish that will actually help you either prevent abductions or call the aliens to abduct you. A snake oil serum, which will cure anything. A cloning machine, which is kind of fun. You can clone just about anything. Eventually, you can clone Sims. A Slimify serum, which makes your Sims skinny or makes them fat. Every invention or potion can have an adverse effect as well as a positive effect. So keep that in mind. The Electroflex wormhole generator will eventually get you to Simmax, the new alien world. You can do a ghost goo serum, which will turn your sim into a ghost. A need fixer serum, which will actually fill all of the needs. The Ambiggen serum, I'm not sure what that does. A spark drive serum, an ox strength serum, which makes your sim really, really strong. A smart serum, which makes them very smart. A fixer's luck serum, which makes them lucky. Reaper's friend serum, which I believe will kill your sim. Alien aura serum, or an age away serum. Of course, that one is a youth serum. So those are the things that you can do with the scientist career, at least some of them. And next week, I will have something about the next career. I'm not sure if I'm going to do retail system or if I'm going to do detective or doctor, but tune in next week to get more tips on the Get to Work expansion pack. Until then, happy simming.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Stitch. It was actually kind of funny. During MegaCon, we saw... I saw 2 people dressed up as the naked gnomes.
Yep, the woohoo gnomes.
The woohoo gnomes. They were both, I think, were female.
Yes, they were.
So one of them just basically, it looked like they were nude, but they had a box around them and it was all pixelated.
And they have a plumb bob.
Yeah, and
they had a plumb bob, which actually is wrong.
Right.
Because the gnome do not have plumb bobs. But I didn't have the heart to tell them that their costume was wrong.
But maybe they were the regular Sims that were taking a shower.
True, that could be it.
Right. No. So, interesting. Very interesting costumes. There was a costume in there that was all the rave. Definitely talk of positive and negative. I don't know who the character was. I want to say. No, it wasn't. I was going to say it was Domino, but it wasn't Domino. I don't know who the character is, but all she was wearing was basically she was nude and had gun straps across her boobs and more gun straps on her lower area, and that was pretty much it. So, didn't leave very little to the imagination. So, interesting things you see in MegaCon. Interesting things probably at most of the cons.
I didn't see that costume.
Oh, Sean pointed it out very vividly to me.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Retro
yes.
So,
Yes, it's Mike. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Was her hair red?
No.
No.
Black.
Because I'm wondering if it was like a Fifth Element, because there was a costume in Fifth Element.
There was a Lilu there, I saw. Yeah, Lilu Dallas.
I know the Fifth Element one. That's white like bindings, but these were actual like military gun straps with clips on them. So I'm not sure exactly what they were. I always saw it from behind though. I never saw it from the front.
Lilu Dallas.
Lilu Dallas multipass.
So, I saw some really amazing. I saw a full towering. Oh my God, what are they called? Knights from Warhammer, the Space Marine. I saw a full size space, huge costume. I also saw not a full size, not life size, but a huge costume of Mecha Godzilla, which was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that one. I was more interested in the dude dressed up as a female with a Jedi lightsaber. I'm like, really, dude? Seriously, come on.
I have a couple pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures of MegaCon, but I have a few. I will post them because they are fun to look at. Let's see. I didn't get a picture of it, but I saw a male. I saw two guys dressed up as Elsa and was it Fiona from Let It Go? And,
God.
Elsa and
hilarious.
Anna. Yeah.
It was hilarious. So I think the best one that I saw was a stormtrooper. There was a lot of mixed cosplay. So it was a stormtrooper, full stormtrooper gear from Star Wars. But then he had the little yellow balls and the hair and the tutu, and he was Sailor Moon. He had the wand and everything, and he had the pose down, and he had a little backpack that had speakers. That was playing the Sailor Moon like theme music as he was walking around.
That's funny.
Speaking of movies, did you guys hear that they're remaking Gremlins?
No, I didn't hear that. That's cool.
I've heard
I
that.
know if that's cool.
Supposedly, there's since Ghostbusters getting a remake, that did talking about doing all these type of remakes of all these old shows and movies. And I heard it today. Matter of fact, that they were doing Gremlins, and Steven Spielberg's going to help produce it. So, who knows?
It's interesting.
Yep.
I'd be interested to see what they do with it.
All right. Let's see. Next up, we have, as always, Pandora's Box. What do you have for us today? I know you have something.
Oh, let me stretch.
Let me get ready. Stretch, loosen up. All right, I'm ready. I saw a lot of Little Macs. Now that come to think of it.
This topic is something a little personal to me. And again, before I get into this and Brune attacks me, this is my opinion. There are going to be people in the chat that are probably going to be for, and there are going to be people against. But I want to talk about Destiny today. And the reason I'm bringing up Destiny is because whenever anyone mentions the word Destiny, you are going to have those people that just absolutely want to voice their opinion about the game. Some are for, some are against. The problem that I have is that those of us that like Destiny are feeling a lot like we're being pushed back and put into this little corner of the gaming world. And that because we like this game, our gaming credibility is on stake here. It's like, well, if you like Destiny, you just don't know anything about gaming. You don't like anything good. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I absolutely, totally disagree with that. If you don't like a game, it's okay for you to not like a game. But when you don't like a game and you try to tell a whole entire community of millions of people that they're liking a game that is just this god-awful product, that it just didn't deliver in this way, it didn't deliver in that way, it's just the crappiest game ever made, you're stupid for liking it, oh, the people over in Europe are ignorant because they voted it Game of the Year, so what do they know? Just all of the negative stuff that has come out from Destiny. Regardless of whether you like Destiny or whether you don't, Destiny has broke sales records. Destiny has won awards. Mm-hmm. Destiny has won Game of the Year in BAFTA. It has resonated across the community like no game has in a very long time. Now, it's on the lips of everybody. It's always being discussed. It's being used as a game to make an example of. When people want to talk about a game, Well, at least it's not like that crappy Destiny. It's Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. It's like everybody's talking about this game. Now, what bothers me is that Destiny today, Sid, you and I can testify to this. Retro could testify to this. The game that we're playing today in Destiny, we're enjoying the rewards of sticking with this game. The people that played Destiny for the first few hours, that has this god-awful opinion of the game that still resonates with them, they're not talking about the game we're playing today. They're talking about a game they played when it released. Destiny is not that game today. It has evolved. It has weekly updates. It has new enemies in it now. It has a new story that's been added to it. It's constantly evolving. So for people to talk bad about a game that they experienced months ago and not go back to it is kind of silly, because this is not the same game. Everyone knew when this game was being released that they told everybody this game was constantly going to be evolving. It's constantly going to be getting updates. More and more is going to come out. More and more about the story will be revealed. I understand people were disappointed. I understand that. I get that. It's been told 1,000 times over, all of the disappointments that these people that hate Destiny have made sure that the whole world knows why they hate this game. Personally, I like Destiny. I'm going to tell everybody that I like Destiny. I'm not going to hide from it anymore. I'm not going to sit back in the corner and feel like I can't talk about Destiny anymore, because guess what? It is a game I like. It is a game that I have fun playing. It is a game that I have fun playing with my friends. And that's what gaming is about, is fun. I don't care if it doesn't have the epic story of a Last of Us. Personally, I've played Last of Us, and I don't have as much fun playing Last of Us as I do playing Destiny. And why do I not have as much fun? Because Last of Us is slow-paced. It's not action-packed. There are times where you're just walking around. It's a story-driven game. I get that. It is a great game. I'm not saying that this is not a great game. It is a great game. It's a different kind of game.
Good, because I was going
Destiny, I
to
can
have fighting words with you.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying it's slow paced.
Yeah.
It's not action packed. It doesn't give you the thrills and that satisfaction that, you're throwing grenades and you're shooting at the enemy, that high intensity. It's not meant to be that way, though. Last of Us is not trying to be that way. Destiny is. And this is why I like Destiny, because Destiny delivers. When I put Destiny in my console and I started playing it, I was hooked. It didn't have frame rate issues. It didn't have bugs. It didn't have all these problems that all these games that everybody else seems to love, that they say, oh, this game is just amazing. Even the game of the year that won in the United States had its problems. Dragon Age Inquisition. Every game has had its problems, but for some reason, Destiny has got this. I don't know. It seems like Destiny has created a split in the gaming community. You know what I mean? It just feels like this game has really divided gaming and gamers. And those of us that like it seem like we're always having to defend it. And I don't understand why, if you like a game, you have to feel like you have to defend it. I don't have to defend Destiny. I don't have to defend it. I like it. I'm going to say I like it. I'm no longer am I going to go around in chat rooms or in other conversations with other friends that I have that come over that just trash me because I like this game. I'm not doing it anymore. I like the game. If you don't like it, that's your opinion. But please do not trash other people's opinions and make them feel like they're stupid or that there's something wrong for liking a game. And that's my issue. My issue is what's happening to us as gamers. Why is it that when we have discussions about games, why can't we just respect each other's opinions And if you don't like something, you don't like it. But if you do, you have that right as well. And I think that that's something we need to talk about. I think that as gamers, we should be able to express our likes and dislikes and respect each other's likes and dislikes. That's what makes gaming better, is the discussion. If we don't discuss it, then gamers and developers aren't going to really push the envelope. You know, it's just going to get stagnant. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk with you guys about is, you know, when is your opinion too much? And when does your hatred of a game become so focused, you know, that you don't want to listen to other people's opinions about the opposite side of your opinion? And how do you guys feel about that? I mean, how do you feel? Because we've got one in our group that is not a Destiny fan, Caslin. But Caslin and I can talk about this game and not feel like one has to defend the other. Yeah, it's not hostile. Brunhofer, I just saw it in red. Brunhofer, you're secretly talking about me. Absolutely not. I am not. Just for the record, I am not speaking to anyone in particular. It's just everybody that I know that doesn't like Destiny, and there are quite a few of my friends that literally come to my house and sit in my living room and use my consoles to play on, trashing me because I like this game. Or they'll call me on the phone and tell me, so what's up with your big update this week in Destiny? It's just like, it's just Destiny. Like they're trying to make me feel like I'm this horrible person because I like this game. And I like it. I can't help it. Just, I like this game, and I've absolutely put a lot of hours in on this game, and I'm going to continue to put hours in on Destiny. I don't care what all my other friends tell me. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to like it. And the more they tell me I shouldn't like it, the more I am liking it. But it's like, for example, Kaz is another friend of mine who doesn't like Destiny. But we can have a simple conversation. He doesn't tell me how silly I am or that this is the worst game that's ever been made or belittle me. But anyways, I want to put that out there for the chat room.
Are you sure about that?
For everybody else. So,
you sure about that?
I got
you
your
belittle
back,
me, but it's not
Pandora.
because of Destiny.
Who wants to go
That's
first?
right. That's right. Titch likes Destiny too. I like
for it,
being
Kat.
able to go in and kill a captain by myself. I like to be able to go in and feel like I can solo a game and yet also join somebody in a campaign. I like the ability to go in there and fight and feel like it's a game that I can enjoy without having a huge amount of skill in a first-person shooter. Because let's face it, those are not my genre. I haven't played a lot of them since COD, since COD on PC, when Sid and I first met. That's been a long time. And I've enjoyed every minute of playing Destiny. And, you know, Pandora said at one time, Destiny is not broken. You can go in, you pull the trigger, it works. It's true. You can go in, you can pull the trigger, it works. And it's fun. I'm sorry. You
It's
can
fun.
like it. That's okay. But I like it.
There is absolutely, and here's my point. There is nothing wrong with Destiny. Absolutely nothing. It's not marketed incorrectly. You're getting what you pay for. I felt like I got my money's worth. I felt like I got $60 out of that game. There is absolutely nothing with having a game that you can pop in and just mindlessly kill the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything has to be Last of Us. Not everything has to be 150 some odd hours like Dragon Age Inquisition. Because let's face the facts, I don't have the lifestyle to afford me 200 hours of gameplay on a single game. I can't do that. I cannot dedicate that kind of time. But for those that can, Dragon Age Inquisition is perfect for them. So for me, Destiny is a game that I can put in, I can play it for a few hours, and I'm done. I don't have to spend hundreds of hours to get the satisfaction out of it. I can get the satisfaction out of it in a single mission. If I've got 20 minutes, I can play it for 20 minutes, and then I can go to the grocery store. Or if I'm in between conversations with somebody, I can pop it in, play it for a little bit, and then move on to something else. It fits in its place. And that game is not as bad as everybody says it is. It plays well, it's responsive, it's not broken. It might not have the epic story that everybody wanted, but that's coming. And for people to criticize it that haven't played it since its release, they're not criticizing the same game that we're playing today. Those of us that have put the time in, those of us that have stuck with the game. Because we're playing something that's a little bit of a different experience than the initial group that played it and gave up on it. Because let's face the facts, they didn't stick with it. So they're not criticizing what we're playing today. They're criticizing what they played back then. So I'm sure Kaz has probably got a counter to this, because he is one of the people that really doesn't like Destiny.
Go Caslin.
I'm gonna
go Caslin. Go.
For a second here. I'm gonna take a look from, or I'm gonna say it from the development side, because the developers love what's going on right now. Because either you love Destiny or you hate Destiny. That's it. There's no in between. It's love or hate. And the lovers talk about the game all the time. The haters talk about the game all the time. So it's publicity to the fullest extent, where you can hate the game and you're still going to say, oh, what the hell? Why are you going to go into these streams? And we see it all the time. People playing Destiny. Why are you playing this rat piece of shit game? And it's, that's their opinion of the game. Again.
Right, it is.
But the developers love it because it's either your game is being talked about more than any other game right now. Okay?
Right.
Now, I'm going to go back years, at least 10 years. Because it's happened almost every other year or every couple of years. I was a huge fan of EverQuest. Okay? And you'll see people who are a huge fan of World of Warcraft, and I can't stand World of Warcraft. I played it with friends, and I absolutely hated it. The only reason why I played was because of friends. I didn't like I didn't like anything about it. I hated the graphic style. I hated the whole instant situation. I hated the game. I still played it because the friends loved it. Okay. Now, I used to get flack all the time. Well, why do you love EverQuest so much? The days of corpse runs, are over. Those were so sad things. But the reason why I loved it is because I actually had to work for everything I had, where I didn't have to do that in World of Warcraft. Again, right. It's the point where, you always have two sides of, opinions. And again, everybody has, opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has them. Okay? That's being the nice way of saying it. I could say opinions like assholes, and everybody's got one. But I try to be nice.
And they all stink.
Right. But the problem here is it's always, here's a game that there is other games that have certain qualities that Destiny has, a la Warframe. Warframe is a type of game like Destiny. I'm not saying it's just split an image or perfect copy of the game, because it's not. And again, Destiny, we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where Destiny is linked to one of my favorite games of all time, and that's Phantasy Star Online. How it's kind of similar. And how can I like Phantasy Star Online and hate Destiny? I hate Destiny because I think it's the most boring piece of crap game there is. But again, people love playing it. Do I judge them for playing it? No, because they have their opinions. And if they like the game, that doesn't mean I have to like it, but they like it. So I'm happy that they like something. Now, I mean, there's other streamers that we both used to hang around with that played Destiny, and I didn't mind when they played Destiny because I was trying to support them and have an engaging conversation with them, but some of the other people didn't like Destiny and they could complain about it. I have no problem with people playing Destiny. Do I hate the game? Yes. Do I make it clear that I hate the game? Yes. But I'm not going to rub it in your face and call you dumbass piece of crap person because you're playing a game that I don't like. It's not going to happen. So I don't like that people have this conversation and have these arguments about these games, but again, it's because everybody has their strong opinions of games and the gaming industry is stagnant right now. It is because they're releasing the same old crap and nothing's new. Even when new features, they tend to screw it up so bad that the game is complete garbage anyways. A la Unity. Again and again, you like.
I was about to say that.
Pandora, you're another fan who likes Unity, but I'll tell you right now, if you played Rogue, I guarantee you would like Rogue's story better than Unity because Unity felt like a carbon copy of Assassin's Creed 2. You know, Ezio and Arno are the same character. Ezio was actually
Assassin's Creed 2.
Right, but again, Arno and Ezio was a better portrayed character than Arno was. Arno was kind of like stagnant and lacking in areas, but it's the same type of character. Again, it's a stagnant situation where Shay, who is, you could call him a copy of Connor's father and Edward's son, but he's not. He's got his own character about him. He's got his own mystique and his own. So people are always going to compare two games down the road.
To another.
And it sucks because some of these games, like you said it, Destiny and The Last of Us. Now, it's unfair to link both of those two games together because they're nothing like each other. Not the same genre. Right, they're not the same genre, not the same anything. That's like me calling Battlefield and Call of Duty, carbon copies or another. They're totally different games.
Right.
One's more of a military sim than the other one is. And one's more just, jumping around and shoot people in the face without skill. And the other one does have skill. It really makes me aggravated and annoyed that people kind of always do this to games. And like I said, Destiny, as much as I hate Destiny, Activision and Bungie are having a field day with this because they're getting the publicity that they don't have to pay for. They really don't have to pay for this publicity, and they make it hand over fist and money.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was referring to. Is I think part of the reason why I think I have issues with some of the people that are still talking badly about Destiny is that, to me, it's kind of like saying, okay, I played the alpha of a game and I formed my opinion of an alpha version of a game. Then the full version releases, not wanting to play that game because you had a bad experience in the alpha version. Now, I'm not saying that when Destiny released, by no means was an alpha. But I will tell you this. I played the alpha of Destiny along with Sid. I played the beta version of Destiny along with Sid. And I will tell you this. When the alpha released of Destiny, it felt more like a complete game than a lot of the finished games that got released last year. The beta, again, felt even more polished and felt more like a complete game than a lot of the games that got released last year. So when the final product did release, I was excited. I played Destiny and I played with Sid a lot in the beginning, just being silly, just running around killing stuff. He had already played it a week before I did, so he was several levels above me. Did I care? Absolutely not. I was going into firefights with Sid that was way above my rank and just getting annihilated. And then Sid would have to come rescue me all the time, rescue me. because I didn't have the gun power. I didn't have the levels to keep up with the enemies. My basically was just shooting them, and they were laughing at me. But what I'm saying is those experiences are my experiences, and they were fun experiences. And when I finally got leveled up to the proper level, I was able to become an asset to Sid. I felt like I was. Anyways, I felt like I was able to at least hold my own, watch his back. And I earned my weapons. I earned my gear. I earned everything because I stuck with Destiny. I played the game. I'm still playing the game. I'm still getting the weekly updates. I bought the DLC. I'm not playing the same Destiny that these people that played it in the beginning that have not played it since. We're not playing the same game anymore. It's not. This game has evolved. It's not like Unity, who is the same game today as it was when I bought it. Destiny has actually evolved. Destiny, they have patched the game. They have DLC that's been included. They've got different enemies now. It's a different experience than what it was. Yes, the story is still not quite where everybody wants it to be, but it's not the same game.
Right, but
it's the same core game.
Again, you're trying to compete with Unity, which is not the type of game.
I'm not competing with it. I'm just saying that Unity is still the same game.
You're comparing both games again, so you're doing the same thing that you don't like. Okay, you're comparing Unity.
No.
Hold on.
No, I'm comparing Unity as a game that is. Pick any game. Zelda. I don't care what game you pick. What I'm saying is it's self-contained. It starts, middle, and ends exactly the same every time you play it. Any game, pick a game. I don't care which game you pick. Destiny does not do that. If I play Destiny tomorrow, I'm not going to have the same experience that I had playing it yesterday. It's not exactly the same each and every time you play. It doesn't have the same outcome.
But it's also
see what I mean?
Type of an MMO is what I'm saying. As much as it's not an MMO, it is type because it's an evolving world where EverQuest 2 is patched every week. You know, DC Universe is patched every week or every other week with new content and new areas and new things here and there, new weapons. So it's the type of game that it is why it's patched and constantly updated. A game like Unity, they can only patch what's broken. Okay, if they want you want to add Dragon Age Inquisition, they just came out with another DLC. They came out with a DLC that adds on to the storyline. Is the game the same? Yes, but you also have it in other areas and a new side storyline that you can go do. So, and it's not an MMO, but the way the game is, and it's evolving as well. But it's just not evolving on a scale like Unity because Destiny is more of an MMO, which is constantly being updated. It constantly being changed.
I was only using Assassin's Creed Unity as a current game as a reference point to make an example, not to compare the two games against one another. Because I love Unity, so I defend Unity all the time. I played Unity when it was broken. Ask Sid. We put quite a few hours in on this game before they patched it. And I still play Unity because I love Unity. Unity and Destiny are probably the two biggest games that I play. But what I was simply meaning is that Assassin's Creed Unity has a story. It's once you beat it, you're going back and you're just running around opening up chests and things and doing the little side missions that you might not have done before, and you're running around and killing. But I love that. Like I told you before, Kaz, I loved Unity because what Unity did for me was it allowed me to be an assassin again. I wasn't a pirate. I wasn't running around hunting animals and skinning them to make pelts out of and whatever. All that stuff was gone and stripped from this game, and it got back to the roots of why I liked Assassin's Creed in the first place, which is to be an assassin. Hence the name Assassin's Creed. If I want to play a pirate simulator, I'll play a pirate simulator, but I don't want to play an assassin/pirate simulating game in one. I like them. but I don't like it as well as just being a full assassin from start to finish. There's not an Assassin's Creed game that I don't like, just for the record. I love them all for different reasons. But I just felt like, for some reason, Destiny just seems to bring out the best and the worst of us, like no game has in a very long time. And that's kind of what I was getting at. Was, for some reason, it seems to bring out the best of us, and it also seems to bring out the worst of us. And you was exactly right when you said that Activision and Bungie are sitting back because they're loving this. Absolutely loving this, because there's no such thing as bad publicity. There's just publicity, and it's getting plenty of it. Plenty of publicity. I mean, like I said, Sid is about the only person that I really play Destiny with anymore, because most of the other people that are playing it are either in raids or something like that, and I just can't quite get, they're in the middle of these raids. So for me, it's kind of hard to play it. But I still love the game, and I'm going to say that I love it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. So, there it is.
Yeah,
you made some really good points.
And I wasn't trying to jump on. I mean, like I said, you and I disagree on Assassin's Creed 4 in Black Flag. You think it's a pilot simulator, and I still feel it's still an assassin game, just because you're not doing it all the time. Because if you know anything about the assassin culture, they weren't doing it all the time. They had to infiltrate years and years, into these societies to finally assassinate the target. So it's when you didn't like that, right? So, and I understand what you're saying, and I have no problem with that. And I know you love Assassin's Creed, just same thing like me. My favorite Assassin's Creed is the third one. Korner is my favorite assassin because I don't know if it's because it's my American roots, where the whole American Civil War, or the American Indian in me, who absolutely loves his demeanor and his morality is more why I love him.
Yeah,
the morality.
You felt. Mm-hmm.
Where Ezio was just he ended up turning into be a cold-hearted womanizer. Is what he tended. That's who he was. And Anno, why I don't like Anno so much is, to me, and I love Ezio. Don't get me wrong, I do like Ezio a lot, but Anno felt more of the same to me, and I don't like that because it's just like rehashing the same. That would be like them making another Altair character. Now, Altair is some of the franchise's favorite assassin. So for them to make another,
I'm one of them.
All right. So again, now let's say Assassin's
Creed, the only assassin to have his finger cut off.
Now let's say Assassin's Creed, the new one, Victory is going to be a carbon copy of Altair. I'm sure you won't like that either, because you might like it because you love the character, but you might not like it because it's just they reusing characters, right? And I don't like that about Ubisoft has kind of like a habit of doing the same things because they don't have new, fresh ideas.
Towers.
But again, that's one thing that's beautified and played throughout all of the games, so that you can tell it's a Ubisoft game just by the tower syndrome, In Far Cry, it's the towers to open up maps.
It's always the tower. It's all about the tower.
Assassin's Creed is
about the tower.
Maps. But again, it's like I said, everybody has their opinions on the topic, and we could spend 10 million years talking about the same thing, like we do every week. But
just as an example for Ubisoft with the towers, their obsession with towers, even The Crew, which is a Ubisoft game, has towers in it. It's a racing game. It has towers in it to unlock more of the map. So they love their towers.
I think the only one that doesn't have towers is probably
Splinter Cell.
Yep, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and probably Rainbow Six.
Mm-hmm. All the military ones,
right?
Of course.
Right.
Okay.
All right,
well,
we about talked this one out.
well, yeah, awesome discussion, guys. I really appreciate that. That was really cool. And you got the chat going on and everything. So, if you guys have any questions for us, feel free to throw it in the chat. Any appropriate questions. I was going to say that appropriate questions. Definitely feel free to throw that in chat. And so let me just give a quick shout out. We do have a stream team, the Sticks Broadcasting stream team. Brunhofer was our first stream teamer, followed by Slim and M, and then we have Kim ST90, and then Kia X89, and I'm doing all this by memory here. Because the numbers throw me off sometimes. And then the latest streamer that I have is the Waffling Brit. All of them really cool streamers. Definitely, please go check them out. You can find their links at www.sticksbroadcasting.com. That's our website. You can catch up on the latest Save Point show. You can actually right on the front page below our names. On the front page, I did post the Troy Baker shout out for Sticks for Sticks Broadcasting. Here, let me see if I can get that a little bit better for you. Let me know if that's a little bit better, okay? So on the front page is the Sticks Broadcasting and such like that, and gives you all the information in there too. So www.sticksbroadcasting, STYKS broadcasting.com. Let's see.
John has a question in the chat too. I don't know if you guys want to answer it now or you want to wait till my piece because it's kind of along the same lines of what I was talking about this week. But
sure, we can. What was the question? I missed it.
It's he goes, put yourself on a position of company. It has a record-breaking game. Why not make one every year? It's my corner was going to be games that are released every year instead of every other couple of years or whatever, like Call of Duty's released every year.
Yeah, let's tie that in. John, I think we'll tie that in with Kaz's conversation because that's an in-depth conversation. We can address that then. I think it'll be a perfect time to answer his question.
Sure.
Because that'll be a pretty lengthy conversation, I'm sure.
When are we going to put that in? I'm sorry.
Kaz's
corner.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Where are we?
Story 2.
Story 2.
All right. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm working off at like 3 hours of sleep.
Tired. We've been getting up at like 7 a.m.
No
and going
excuse.
all damn day long, and then we rushed home to get the Save Point show going. So that's why we were a little bit late, but we are exhausted.
I did say your name, Jeans, and it was just to your response that you could barely hear me. I was, Jeans, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So, speaking of which, about voices and stuff like that, I hope you guys can see this. I was able to actually get all of the original Warner Brothers to sign a copy for me, a photo of them. So. Yeah, Jess Harnell, Tress McNeil, and Rob Paulson. Awesome people, man. They signed that for me. So that's Wacko, Wacko, and Dot, and all three of them.
I love that
and they
show.
were awesome.
They were
love
awesome.
that show.
Oh my god, this was like nostalgia for me, like bringing me back to my childhood right there. So
Dot said that I should see if I could take over Minnie Mouse's job when she retires.
Yeah,
she was just being nice.
Rusey
Taylor
is Minnie
Rusey
Mouse's
Taylor.
voice. So okay, so in other news, sorry, off little tangent there. Paris-based independent game developer Spiders, Bound by the Flame, Sherlock Holmes. I'm sorry, Spiders. They made games Bound by the Flame, Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper, and such like that. They recently announced its latest project, a post-apocalyptic cyberpunk RPG. The game is called Technomancer. And let me switch gears here real quick here.
Yeah,
Let that load up
pretty
here.
good.
Technomancer, and is scheduled to launch in 2016 across Xbox One, PS4, and PC. The early details about it certainly sound exciting. So I apologize. Some of these. Let's see if we can brighten up this a little bit here. That's a little bright there. So these pictures are a little dark here. Sorry about that, guys. So set on Mars during something called the War of Water, the Technomancer sees gamers playing as the Technomancer himself. Described as a combat proficient warrior, the Technomancer has a range of cybernetically enhanced magical abilities, also wields a sword, as you can see above there or down below here. The Technomancer also features a dynamic crafting system that players can use to alter the visual appearance of their weapons and armor, which can be accessed through the inventory system. In addition to the Technomancer himself, players will bond with numerous unique and interesting companions and reveal secrets about their past. According to the game's official description, there are 4 different skill trees to follow, each focusing on 3 different fighting styles. Another interesting story element is that some missions will have up to 5 different endings, Spiders said. On the run from the secret police and confronted by the harsh realities of the Red Planet, you must undertake a quest that takes you through tribal communities, cities lost under the ice, and dystopian shanties sprawled across Mars' dusty embrace. You guys like to give me stories that have weird words in it, don't you? So that's Technomancer. I think that was that's all three of the pictures there. So that is interesting game that looks really, really, really pretty. So
yeah,
definitely really pretty there. So
I think it's gonna fail.
Who knows?
I think it's gonna fail because there's already been Fallen Earth, which is the same type of game, a post-apocalyptic MMO, type of game. Black Isle Studios is coming out with their own. All these games that are coming out with their own type of MMO like this. There's not enough room for all these. Seriously, there really isn't. And I looked at the screenshots of this, and I'm like, it's not too bad. But again, what about CD Projekt Reds? They come out their own too.
Well, some of these screenshots that I was looking at, we don't even know if these are actually gameplay. This one may be gameplay, but the other ones, it's hard to tell.
Right, but again, it's the point where how many times can you come up with the same type of stuff, and expect people to buy it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Fast and Furious 7 had just set a record for, it's only been done 6 other times.
But I'm saying
it's
competing against heavy hitters is what I'm saying. It's not competing against.
Yeah, it is that. That's true.
You got Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever, some weird name from CD Projekt Red. Like I said, you got.
Oh, excuse me.
You got Fallen Earth, who just has been out for a couple of years now. That went free to play. It's not doing so well. Black Isle Studio with the Project V13 that they're working on and Black Isle is a huge company. You guys might not remember who they are, but a lot of people do, especially a lot of fans of Black Isle. Fallout, anybody?
What's that game? Never heard of that one.
They were part of, Interplay was part of, again, Black Isle, and Black Isle became BioWare as well. It's the guys that have been around for the legends in the world, in the gaming industry. So I like the game. The game looks pretty cool to me, but I don't see it doing well. And that's my opinion. Is I think it's gonna fail before it even hits. It's gonna be one of those games that, especially if it has a bad release, bye. See you later. Within 6 months, it'll be gone.
Who knows?
See, I think it'll do moderately. Yeah, I think it'll do moderately well. I think it'll rank right there with the success of all of their other games. Sherlock Holmes was not, a game that broke sales records by any means. Bound by Flame, same thing. Spider, I mean, they make good games, but they don't make games that are just like Call of Duty and I'm not saying that, I'm not comparing the games, I'm saying money wise, they don't have the sales. They never have. I don't think they ever will. I don't think this game is going to do that for them either. I think they're going to have about the same success with this title as with all their other titles. It'll do moderately well and it'll find its niche. But again, if it gets any bad publicity, you're right, it won't last.
But again, if it's an MMO, right, it's totally different ballgame.
You never know. Yeah, you never know.
They're going to pay for service, and it's not cool. I mean, they're going up against these giant. Even let's be really realistic. If they sell 100,000 copies of this, that's not too bad. Okay.
No.
But how much of that 100,000 is really going to sustain paying their employees over their career or their time there, paying for the server, because it has to be a pretty big server or a bunch of servers to incorporate this many players. How much of that is really going to go along from their sales? Not to mention they have to pay the publishers, and it's not an easy thing to do. Is release one of these type of games, and I think that they need to release something bigger right now for a single player game or some type of multiplayer game that'll get them the revenue that they need to keep this game going. Because I don't think it's gonna be, again, and if it has 100,000 subscribers, I don't consider that being a fail. I don't. Most people do, because especially in the MMO world, it's if it doesn't have the numbers like World of Warcraft was a phenomenon. It reached out to the casual gamers and put all these stars on TV like Mr. T and William Shatner and all these stars on TV to make commercials for them, so it drew in the crowd. You'll never see another game that has that many subscribers. I mean, there's tons of free-to-play games that have 50 million players. I mean, there is those games out there, but as a subscription base, 100,000 isn't bad. I mean, 50,000 isn't bad. But you got to remember, you got to pay for your employees, your server, and I don't think that. And again, if this game has a buggy or a bad launch, it's not going to survive. It won't. It'll be free to play pretty quickly. And people say free to play is a bad thing, and you can tell that the game is dying because it's free to play, and that's not the truth. There's some games that went free to play that turned them around, a la DDO Online. Dungeons & Dragons Online was pay to play, and it still has its pay to play features where you can subscribe to the game, but it did so much better going free to play because people were paying for the update or different areas that you could go into. Same thing, a lot of the Rings Online, it did so much better that way. So I really fear for this company.
But if you actually look at the history of Spider, they haven't really released or developed that many games. Also, they haven't really released any AAA titles at all. So this might be just them releasing a game and not really even expecting to hit it, trying to compete against that. That's what they probably are expecting already. I mean, I've got the rap sheet here. Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper, Fairy, Legends of Avalon. Some of these games I've never heard of.
Right.
Gray Matter, The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, Of Orcs and Men, Mars Warlogs, Bound by the Flame. I mean,
I think out of all those titles, I think Orcs and Men
I have heard. Yeah.
Probably the most high-selling game that they have was probably Orcs and Men.
So they may be going into this with the new Technomancer game. They may be going to this without even expecting huge numbers like this. They're just hoping to sell, and that might be their ambition. Who knows? Just to make a game.
I agree. I think you're onto something with that.
I know it's always about making a profit and all that, but to go up against these heavy hitters like the other MMOs and stuff like that too. I mean, it's almost unheard of unknown. I can't really say unknown, but not well-known companies to go up against Blizzard. That's just not that's stupid. You can't do that. I mean, you can try. You can just definitely try, and there's something to shoot for. But I mean, it's the giants like that are. People have been trying to take Blizzard down for years now, and they're just an overwhelming giant. I mean, I used to play WoW. I don't care for WoW anymore, but I can't deny that they're a good business, basically.
Right.
So,
but again, I mean, like being an indie developer like this, it's kind of. I would say it's kind of common sense because everybody wants to make an MMO, whether it be you, me. If you made games, you'd want to make an MMO too, because it's just those type of games that wow, this is the best type of game you make because you get so many people playing it, and playing the game, playing online together with. But as a rule of thumb for an indie developer, it's not a good practice to even jump right into the ocean to make the game. Sometimes it could be. If you have the people to help you with. But indie developer means small team, and Spider is an indie developer. I mean, they do have, and that's what I was saying, maybe if they did release that AAA type of game to set them on the road to make or release this game. And maybe they are, we don't know. Maybe they haven't released it yet or any information about it. But I think it's still too soon for them to try to jump in the ocean in the MMO market.
Well, don't know until you try. That's my mom.
Well, I think it took some guts for them to do that, because they are a little fish in a big pond. But I think I'm kind of along the line of both of what you're thinking in a way. This is either going to work well for them or it's not. It's a gamble. It's a risk. And I think Spider, the last couple of games they've made have done them fairly well with the Bound by Flames and the Sherlock Holmes. And they've had some pretty decent success with those two titles. And for an indie, probably really well. I mean, they've probably had great success if you look at who they are. And I think this is a game that they're willing to take that risk. I think they figure at this point, maybe this is a gamble that's worth taking for them. And I think that they're just going to try it, see what happens, It's like I said, I agree with both of you. I think it's either going to do well for them or it's not. It's going to do one or the other. And I think a lot of it's going to be in how they market it. I think it's going to be in how they upkeep the game, because if it's anything like you said, if dealing in that market, they're definitely going to have to stay on top of it. They're going to have to address the issues if any issues come up, and they're probably going to have to do it quickly. Otherwise, like you said, Kaz, it'll kill them. They're not big enough to contend against the Blizzards out there. So I think they probably did give that some consideration. What are we going to do if our servers aren't doing this? What are we going to do if this happens or that happens? So I think they probably have a contingency plan in place.
I would hope so.
In case things happen. You would hope. Personally, I'm kind of excited for them. I think that it's a market, and there's a market out there to be had, and there's a lot of money in that market, and I think that they're trying to kind of get a piece of that pie. But again, Kaz, you're not wrong in anything you said. They are going to have to play their cards right. They're really going to have to stay focused, and they're really going to have to deliver a product, a good product. Otherwise, it's just going to be another game. It's going to end up in the free-to-play model. It's going to get labeled as a bad game, and then the next thing you know, 2 years from now, nobody will even remember it. But it's all in how they handle it, I suppose. I'm kind of interested in seeing what they do down the road. Otherwise, you're right. The big sharks are going to eat them up.
It's like we were talking about this a little bit last week when people brought it up, but and I know Bruno's probably going to hate me bringing this back up, but it's kind of like how Elder Scrolls Online is doing right now. Okay, Elder Scrolls Online is going buy to play, which basically means you buy the game once. The same type of market like a Guild Wars has right now. Now, if Spider learns anything from any developer, I would say that they should learn from ZeniMax. Because ZeniMax, from the time Elder Scrolls Online came out to now, is a totally different game. They fixed a lot of the majority of the bugs. Did they fix all of them?
True.
No. There are some bugs in there that it's really hard-coded and they have to take a while to fix. But they're doing everything they can to fix this game to where it's supposed to be. And again, do I like the game? No. I'm going to play it when it comes back out. I think the 16th is when the free trial is again. But I'm going to try it again because I want to see how much of a real difference that the game made. And maybe I'll choose to buy the game then because I didn't like it before. But ZeniMax, I'll give an applause or 2 thumbs up to ZeniMax because I think that they did an amazing job with it. And I hope Spider looks at the same way ZeniMax is handling things. Because, yeah, Elder Scrolls had a bad launch. But ZeniMax is doing everything in their power to help with that. And
That's true.
It might be still too late for them because people are still labeling it as a bad game.
That's true, too.
So, and again, I'm not saying that I won't try the game or, but I still think the game is not gonna. It's too big of an ambition with not enough money involved, is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Good point.
All right. Well, this is a good segue into like talking about MMOs and such like that, and indie developers and all that. To go into Kaz's corner, and why don't you go ahead and tie your corner up also with some of the MMO news as well. So once you're done with that.
All right, I'll say the MMO news first because it's my corner is a little,
Whichever you want to do, man. It's free country.
Sid's like, whatever.
I don't care.
I'm
I'm so happy to be here. I don't know
He's
if
higher
you know.
than Troy right now.
I am high. That and Norman Reedus. I met
That's
Norman
right.
Reedus as well.
Yeah, you and your Norman Reedus.
Hey,
He hugged
hey,
me.
hey! If Daryl dies, we all riot.
He died in the books.
Not
Yeah,
in
well.
the show.
But anyways, on to MMO news.
Sid goes,
Anyways.
I'm not
DCU
even listening to you.
DC Universe Online gets another power set. On 4/7/15, which was a couple of days ago, Daybreak Studio released their new power set for the MMO DC Universe. Munitions is now available. Warning, new power munitions, a new breed of hero and villain has been identified. Masters of firearms, explosive, advanced military technology. These individuals are considered armed and extremely dangerous. Approach with caution. Their capacity for raw firepower and tactical battlefield control is already legendary. They're taking inspiration from the DC comic characters Sergeant Rock, Jason Todd, Detonator, and others. Munitions brings a new over-the-top run and gun style of gameplay to DC Universe Online for both controllers and the damage rolls. Munitions is a DC Universe Online's 13 power set and is now available in the game in the in-game marketplace for non-members for 600 Daybreak Cash marketplace cash, and members already automatically have access. We are ready for munitions. Get in the game now and blow stuff up. I think we have a trailer for that too.
Yeah, it's the DC one, right?
Yep.
Give me 2 seconds of a lamb's tail. All right, here we go.
Priority transmission. Evidence is surfacing globally of a new exobyte that is creating a new and very dangerous type of combatant. We have coded this new power as munitions. These new exobyte-powered humans display an uncanny mastery of massive ballistic weapons and devastating explosive devices. This new power has also proven to be tactically advantageous when put to use controlling the battlefield. This is a warning to all exobyte-infused operatives. Underestimate munitions at your peril.
Oop. Think about XSplit. You click the wrong thing and it just messes up. But musicians. Yes, your new powers are musicians. You get to throw like John Williams at people. You get to throw John Williams and George Gershwin. You just pull them out of there and you throw musicians at them. Here comes Charlie Parker. All right. Yeah, but munitions.
Williams a musician or a composer?
I say composer. My bad.
I wish.
Or both.
When this game first came out, I was all hyped about it because I'm a huge DC fanboy. And when I played it, I was like, where's my electricity powers? Because I came over from, Champions Online and City of Heroes, and my favorite character in my City of Heroes game was my electricity power guy. I absolutely loved him, and I'm glad that they actually added him to DCUO, and I might go back just to make it electricity guy.
They've had the electricity since launch.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. I played it.
No, there was an update. I'm telling you, it's an update.
No.
Yeah.
The physical electricity, like lightning. It was lightning. It was a lightning power. It was a healing factor, which made no sense because they had it with Flash. Yes, they did.
I'm telling you, no, they didn't.
I played them. I made one. Okay, whatever. Munitions is new, but electricity is not. Like lightning and electricity, or like it's electricity mostly, but whatever.
On to other news, because I don't want to argue with you on stream. Neverwinter Elemental Evil, which is Neverwinter, the MMO, is getting a new update, which is called our new expansion. It's called Elemental Evil, which is available now. April 7th is when they release the press for it. Today, A Perfect World Entertainment, a leading publisher for free-to-play MMORPGs in Cryptic Studios, announced Neverwinter Elemental Evil, the new expansion for this action MMORPG set in the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms universe for Wizards of the Coast, is now available on PC, followed by Xbox One later this year. It is the largest update to the game yet. Neverwinter Elemental Evil brings a new playable class, the Paladin, increasing the playable class count to 8. Players creating a Paladin will be able to choose between focus on healing or tanking builds. Neverwinter Elemental Evil also brings the iconic hero Minx and his miniature giant space hamster Boo in the city of Neverwinter as they pursue the true nature of 4 elemental cults dedicated to seeding destruction and instability throughout the Forgotten Realms. The new module increased the level cap from 60 to 70, which brings a new set of quests, features, and slottable class feature powers. And we also have a trailer for that.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second.
Neverwinter's new expansion heralds the Oathbound Paladin class and the Princes of Elemental Evil. Serve as a tank or healer with the Oathbound Paladin and call upon divine powers to utilize auras and oaths to strengthen your allies. The level cap increase to 70 gives you access to new powers and abilities as you lay siege to the cults of water, earth, fire, and air, seeking to destroy the Tree of Elemental Balance. Bring your newfound strength to bear against the elemental cults.
That stream team thing a command, like a.
There we go. That was the new Neverwinter Lights, or Neverwinter. I can't speak tonight. Neverwinter.
You're too excited.
Neverwinter.
I don't know. Have any of you played the game yet or no?
No.
Not of recent. I played it a while back.
I loved it because it was in Forgotten Realms, but there's just something about the game that just doesn't sit well with me, so I don't really play it that much. But again, a paladin might be, a paladin's a good class to add, and it fits well into the Neverwinter world. Next one is NC Soft announces on April 22nd the release date for Infinite Odysseys, the next content expansion for Lineage 2. I can't believe Lineage 2 has been 11 years. The game's been out. That's freaking crazy. The world premiere publisher and developer of massive multiplayer online games today announced as an April 22nd, 2015 release date for Infinite Odysseys, the next content expansion for Lineage 2, one of the longest running MMOs in history, and flagship title for NC Soft. It's going to remove the level cap. For more than 10 years, players have worked towards reaching the level cap, which characters would be most powerful. Now players will be able to achieve level 100 and beyond, taking PvP to a whole new dimension. I think that's kind of bold, but the game's been out 11 years. It's okay. New skills. With the level cap comes new skills for players to learn and master. There's two new zones. Atella Fortress and the Garden of the Spirits. And a new raid boss. And I know we have a trailer for that as well.
Okay. Cool. It's pretty. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
We're back?
Yeah, that's why I said cool. It's pretty.
That's another game. I mean, I
We
played.
get numb by the silence.
I played Lineage 2 when it was first released because I've tried all the MMOs when they came out, and I liked Lineage 2 even though it felt grindy because it was a Western or Eastern, whatever we want to call it, MMO company. Just like Lineage 1 was, but I don't mind those type of games. And I'm glad that they've been around for 11 years because it makes the industry, more relevant that more of these old games are still around. All right, now for my corner. if you're a Call of Duty fan, block your ears because I'm gonna rip Activision a new one. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, close your ears, because I'm going to rip Ubisoft a new one. As much as I love Assassin's Creed, I hated what happened to him last year. I hated that these companies are so blind and cross-eyed from money, that it's so greedy that they don't care what they release in product-wise, as long as they get the product out. This is the first year that we've seen Call of Duty make a significant change in this franchise, with the extra suits being, be able to double jump, and a lot like Titanfall. But these guys that release these games every year, they're gonna go through these type of bad patches like Ubisoft went last year. Okay, they released 2 games, not one, but 2 games at the same goddamn time. And we all know Ubisoft has 15, 20 freaking things all over the world, studios. But that's too much. That's 2 AAA titles back to back in the same freaking month. One of them was about to get the shit end of the deal, and that was Unity, which was on the brand new engine that they released, that they were using, and I hated that they did this, because again, I'm a huge fan of this franchise, but I honestly don't think that we need one every year. If we get one every other year, it makes the hype so much more dramatic for these games. It makes waiting for them so much more dramatic for us fans, because we want them so bad that we will wait this extra time to play these games, because we're such a big fan of them. So instead of them screwing the goddamn games up like they have been, and we'll talk about Call of Duty right now. How many goddamn videos were pulled off of YouTube because the game was so buggy that instead of fixing the damn game, Sledgehammer decides, we're not going to fix it, we're just going to take down the videos, showing the glitches that you could do this and that and the other thing, instead of fixing the damn game. Because they're already working on the next game, they could care less about that game. So, it just makes these type of games that are released yearly franchises, really, it makes it almost unbearable at times to see what they're doing to these things. And the people that are working on these franchises making less than minimum wage because they're working 80 hours, 100 hours a week, because they have to release this game at a certain time. They have to meet this deadline. So they're working 70, 80 hours a week, not spending time with their family, instead of working the normal 40 to 50 hours a week, So the companies alone are money-hungry, greedy people who don't like to pay their employees, for one. And it's already been leaked months and months ago when Unity was released. We had developers came out that left Ubisoft saying how bad of a practice that they have. And, same thing with Activision, and how bad their practices are, where they're very sue hungry. So I personally do not like these yearly franchises. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Sid.
I don't know. It's getting ridiculous that they're just pumping out games like this and not really caring about, once it's released, that's it. But I mean, absolutely, ask a person that can't think straight tonight. Well,
we can come
go
back.
first.
How about you, Titch? Yeah, what do you think?
I'm sorry.
Titch?
Yeah, I'll gather.
We'll
my
come
thoughts.
back, man.
I'll gather my thoughts.
Your mind is kind of. Titch, your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of the same as Sid. My mind is blank. I am so exhausted. I'm sorry.
No,
it's okay.
I do want to
Yeah,
discuss
okay.
this.
he had such a long weekend. I am so tired. I apologize, guys. I feel like a zombie. No pun intended for playing Last of Us.
Well, I can speak in a little that way you guys can maybe kind of get your thoughts around it a little bit, but I don't know, Cass. I understand what you're saying, but when you're kids, you don't get less excited to open your Christmas presents, and Christmases every year. I don't know that fans are going to get more excited if they have to wait longer. I agree with the fact that they should be more concerned about the quality that's being produced over the quantity, and I do think that's a very serious issue. And I think you hit a home run when you were comparing the fact that pumping out video games for the sheer purpose of pumping them out and not really caring about it until after it's released and they're forced to fix these games, then they care. You're definitely onto something with that. I think that I kind of like the model of where you have a company, a publisher that owns multiple studios, and in effect, they're really developing a game for 2-3 years, what have you, and then you're alternating those studios as games. So in effect, they're still taking 2 to 3 years to develop these games. The thing is they have multiple studios developing the same game or the same title. So in effect, you're getting a game every year. It's just alternating studios developing Call of Duty, for example. One year it's this studio, and Assassin's Creed is a good example. One year it's this studio, the next year Assassin's Creed comes out, it's the next studio. Then another Assassin's Creed game comes out, and it's another studio. And then it comes back full circle so that there is a title released yearly. They're not being developed yearly, they're being released yearly. I don't know. I think that's probably the best way they can handle that situation. Is it best for us? No. I agree with you. It's not best for us as gamers. It's not. It's best for business. It's best for Ubisoft. It's best for all these companies that are doing it. I don't want to just pick on Ubi, but all the companies doing it. It's a business practice to make money. That's what they're in the business for. They're in the business to make money off of the biggest entertainment. I mean, gaming is the biggest form of entertainment, period. It makes more money than any other form of entertainment. So they're trying every way possible, including releasing video games every year. And you're right. I think we are suffering, the gamers themselves. I personally do not think... I agree with the business side of what you're saying. Personally, I don't think I'm going to get more excited if I have to wait 2 years than I am if I have to wait a year. I don't think that changes my excitement in any way. I do think, however, they do need to spend more time developing games. That I agree with. But as far as my own personal joy or my own personal excitement, if I could get a quality game, if I could get an outstanding, superior quality game of Assassin's Creed every year, I'll take it. And give it to me. Every year I'll take one. But we're not getting that. We're not getting that delivered to us. So that's why I'm agreeing with everything you're saying on that end. I totally agree. We're not getting what we should be getting with this business practice. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But again, like with the whole Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, I think if they was smart, I mean, they did release the 2 games side by side simultaneously, Right. And if they knew Unity had the problems that it did, hold back. Don't release Unity, just release Rogue.
I agree.
People would buy Rogue, and then, let's say in 2 months after that, then Unity was ready. Guess what? People are going to buy Unity now because...
I agree, yeah.
But that's not what happened. They released Unity, a broken game, and they were called every name in the book by us consumers, and I was one of them. Okay, and I'm not ashamed to say it because Ubisoft really pissed me off. Because I followed that company through thick and thin. I bought almost every game that they've ever released, and they really disappointed me with this game. And I think because of it, I think Rogue was a better game. Because Rogue didn't have the problems that Unity had. And yes, it was still on an older gen engine, but the gameplay was still phenomenal. The graphics were still really great. I just don't get it. Again, like you said, you don't think it'd be any more hyped if they released it every 2 years. I would be. I know I would be. I would be like, Jesus, I gotta wait 2 years for that. Oh my God, I can't wait. And as time went on, my excitement would be higher and higher. Instead of being, other games coming out in 6 months. It's only 6 months. There's other games coming out, and they can hold me over that time. It's to me, it's a different feeling when you have, announcement 2 years from now that this game's coming out. I get like that on a lot of games that I know come out in 2016, that was released or leaked last year. Like Victory, when Assassin's Creed Unity wasn't even fully out yet and fixed, they already released Assassin's Creed Victory. Come on now. I mean, seriously? People are not done getting hyped over the other two games and you're already going to hype it with this other one? That's not cool.
Yeah, I agree on most of what you're saying, although I can't really say why they do this. I can only speculate why they push the reasons for why they push them back. I mean, and from what they've told us, the reason why they push them back, or the reasons why they released a game that's broken like Unity was. I mean, it was terribly glitchy. Because none of us are actual game developers and have to deal with a deadline like that. I mean, I guess the closest one that I'm aware of would be Pandora, since he has deadlines to make comic books and have those released on that. That would be the closest thing I can think of to a gaming company like that. But
right.
I think pushing back a game and telling the fans and the people who are anticipating this game the exact reasons why you're pushing it back. Look, we had this deadline. Look, Assassin's Creed Unity is coming out. We had this deadline. There are a lot of bugs that we want to fix. We're pushing it back. If they're honest with us, which, again, it's a business. They may not be that fully honest with us. I think we would accept it more. This thing with the Division.
I agree, and I think we'd also we're excited because of that, because
exactly.
we know the truth.
See, there's a very, very thin timeline of the excitement. So I mean, yeah, okay, the due date is coming up. We're really excited for the anticipated. There's hype. Okay, we're pushing it back, but we're pushing it back for like just a few months. Okay, we're still a little hype. This whole thing with the Division, like I'll have an example for the Division. It was supposed to be a launch game. That's Ubisoft, isn't it? No, it's
yeah, Ubisoft.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a launch game. There was problems with that. But they haven't really released why they're pushing it back, as far as I know. Someone out there might have more information about that for me. But they pushed it back. But we don't even have a release date now. So all this hype that they generated up, because when I first saw Division, I was like, oh my God, this is the reason why I'm buying a PS4. The very reason why I'm buying a PS4, because I want to play this game. I didn't even know about Destiny at the time. They pushed it back. No release date. There's still TBA. That hype is dying. And now people are going, it's probably going to be crap. It's probably going to be a crap game. They're taking way too long with it. They're not giving us any information. They didn't give us any information for Assassin's Creed, why they released a broken game. So I think there's a fine line on where companies, they need to be honest. this is what my opinions are that they need to be, but they need to be honest with their fans, their gamers, their paycheck. They need to be honest with their paycheck. I mean, this is why we're paying them to have, what for the product. So they need to be honest with us why they're doing things. And I mean, if they give us a really good reason, I think we will be more lenient and still have that hype. But if you start pushing it back and back and back and back, and like, okay, this division is going to be 2017, I don't know. That hype totally dies down. It's like, what the hell were we, why were we so hyped for it now? That whole feeling is gone. And when it does release, oh well, it's released. Okay, maybe I'll get it. I don't know. There's other games coming out now that I'm really, really hyped about, and it loses that interest. Hockey had a great thing. Drive Club was I was really anticipating Drive Club. Then they screwed us. I'm not going to piss you off on that one, but then they
I'm not
they
even going to take
us.
the free version of that.
They totally screwed us over with that. And they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be a free launch game, yada yada yada, free. Oh, we're going to put some. We're going to it's this much now, and so. Oh wow, He turned off his cam. He was so sick of that. But yeah, there's a fine line when they push it back. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think they pushed back Uncharted, didn't they?
Uncharted 4.
Yeah, they pushed that back. Did they give it a release date yet for the pushback?
No, because they again. It's 2016, some type of 2016.
Okay, well, I mean, yes, you're going to have those diehard fans because I know Retro Godfather is in there. He's a diehard Uncharted fan, as well as a Destiny and such like that. But before Destiny comes Uncharted, they're going to push it back. There's still going to be those people who are hyped up for that, and they're still going to be looking forward to that. But if they keep pushing it back until 2000, versus 2016, early 2016, mid 2016, late 2016, 2017, early. It's gonna wear and tear on us, and that is really, really bad for us. Yes, I totally agree with that. Yeah, a full disappointment. Now, if they were saying, okay, well, we're fixing this, and this, it's going to take us this long, estimated.
Right.
Okay. I can handle it. I can wait for. I can hold on to that anticipation. If they give me, I know it's hard for companies to give you a definitive date, especially when they're pushing back and stuff like that. I know it is, but if we have that little glimmer of hope, that's what keeps us hanging on, and I think that's what's important. And
and again, a company like what is it?
Yeah, you just
Rockstar.
You need to give me a minute to warm up my brain. Sorry.
But a company like Rockstar, the PC version, they got delayed a couple of times. Now, people are pissed off about it, but I understand why they did it. Because they don't want to release a game broken. Okay? And they want to make sure that they can release the best product that they can on the PC. So, them delaying it a couple of months doesn't bother me because I want the game. If I want the game bad enough, which I'm not saying I do for, I'm still on the fence if I even want the game because I'm not a huge Grand Theft Auto fan, but I get why they delayed it. Where Ubisoft is, let's face it, a bigger company than Rockstar is. As they have more studios around why can't they tell the truth? And here we are with a small company who does tell the truth to you all the time. But again, it comes out to disappointment with a couple other games too. Shockey brought up a fan, AMS Hockey fan brought up a good point a couple of minutes ago in the chat too about why you get certain games on one console and it's changed on another console. It's the same type of business practice that sometimes these games have to make dramatic changes to these sometimes these companies have to make these dramatic changes to these games so they can play on these consoles to make it more broader. I'll bring up a game that was released a couple years ago, Final Fantasy 13. That game was supposed to be totally different than what it was. On the PlayStation 4, you were going to get the better experience in on the PlayStation 3, sorry. over the Xbox, because the Xbox, the game would have had to be 7 DVDs long. Okay?
Yeah.
And on the PlayStation 3, it would have been 1 Blu-ray disc. So the people who wanted it on Xbox would have had to pay extra money because the game was on 7 discs. So Microsoft pleaded with Square to change the game so it could fit on 1 or 2 discs. And Square budged and basically caved in because the game was originally 48 gigabytes, and it was supposed to be a whole open world and not linear like it was in the first 15 hours. The whole game was supposed to be that way, and they changed it. So I hate companies that do that because it's not cool in my opinion. I'm sorry if your system isn't as powerful as this one, like a la Witcher 3. They're saying that the Xbox can't push it to a certain 1080p, so that they're gonna do it at 720p 60 frames. But they tell you if you want it to be the best experience, play it on PC. And all these companies are doing the same exact thing, but some of these companies are standing up for themselves and saying, you know what, I'm not a magic worker, I have to do this. This game isn't working right on this one. But it comes down to the greedy companies that just don't care about the consumers. They just push out these games every year and don't care if they're broken and don't care to fix them.
Well, I can tell you, I wanted to go back a little bit on what you said earlier. Why would Ubi not be honest and Rockstar be honest? And you pretty much answered your own question. Ubisoft is a bigger company. Rockstar can't afford the bad publicity. So if you're a smaller company, your honesty policy needs to be a little higher because you don't have the luxury or the financial fortitude to be able to lose sales by not being honest. If you get an angry batch of gamers to boycott your games and you're a smaller company, it could literally destroy you against a company like Ubi, who, if they put out a bad game or two, they've got 20 other titles that they've got on the market that they're selling well. So I think that's no excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse, Kaz. I'm saying Ubi can afford to not be as honest because they have more titles on the market. That's no excuse by no means. Rockstar has to be a little more transparent, though, because they can't really gamble like that. Again, though, that goes to show a little bit more credibility towards Rockstar. At least they're being honest with their fans. That's something Ubi needs to look at and say, wow, maybe we should be a little more transparent. No matter how big a company you are, you should always be honest with your consumers. I don't like this hiding things and lying about delays of games, and just not really coming out and telling us why, because it goes back to what I was saying earlier. Pushing games back for 2 years, like I was saying, I don't get more excited because a game's going to be 2 years from now. I don't get more hyped up. The reason I don't is because there are other games that I'm going to want to play in between there that satisfies that whole need to be hyped up. So let's say, another Assassin's Creed's coming out in 2 years. Okay, that's great. But I'm only going to be hyped about that for so long in those 2 years. So what happens is another game comes out before that that's closer to the current day, and I get more hyped about it because it's closer to release. This game's only a month away. So then I fill up that excitement with this newer game. And then as the year goes by, it'll be other games. And eventually, the closer it gets to the game that I am stoked about, then I start getting hyped about it again. But I can't maintain hype for 2 years over a game because other games kind of take away from that hype because they're closer to now. Like, I'm going to get it next week. This big game's coming out, so I'm going to buy that instead. So I don't know that it. I'm just saying, for me personally, releasing games 2 years from now doesn't really make me more excited about that game. The closer it gets to that release date, then yes, naturally I start getting more and more and more hyped. But I can't maintain that level of excitement for 2 years. I will find other games to play that I'm just as hyped about, that are a lot closer to the day, like today, for example. If a game's releasing next week, say like Deus Ex is releasing next week, I'm going to buy that. As excited as I am for Rainbow Six Siege, and I've told everybody that's the game I'm looking forward to. I'm excited about it, but I'm also not so hyped about it that, I have to have it now. I'm not going to get more excited because it's 2 years down the road. I just think we feel that need with other games, So personally, for me, I don't know that matters to me. It may matter to you three, but it really doesn't matter to me. I'm always hyped about some game, almost equally as well. So if I look through what's releasing through the year, and the closest game to me of release is the one I'm the most hyped about, because it's closest to being able to buy. So naturally, I get more hyped about that game than a game that's 2 years from now. Although I am hyped about that game, I'm more hyped about games that are coming out sooner. So I think that kind of is something that Ubi looked at and kind of probably tested the market and thought, well, hey, man, we can release a game every year. It doesn't matter if it's broken or not. Gamers are only going to be excited for so long before they move on to another game and they get excited about that game. So let's release a game every month, every year if we can. I think that's kind of what they're thinking. If they could release a title, not the same title, but if they could release, let's say, Assassin's Creed, The Crew, another, Rainbow Six, whatever. If they could cover a month every year, they probably would release a title every single month, all year long, every single year, if they could do it. And that may be something that they're trying to do. Is it good for us? I don't think so. But for them, probably, until eventually, if they keep putting out Unities, then they start seeing this not coming their way as much, then they'll change their practices, because we always have a choice here. We can speak with our wallet. Just stop buying them. That's why I'm not pre-ordering. I'm done with that. I'm done with the whole pre-ordering thing. I want you to prove to me that you're producing a good product. And then if I hear from Sid or you or Tich or Retro Godfather or John Burrito or Slim or any of the guys that we associate with, if anybody tells me, hey man, you need to try this game out, it's really good, that's what's going to sell it to me.
Oh, so you let us pre-order it first.
Yeah, I'll let everybody else pre-order it first, play it for a few days, and then you all tell me if it's any good. And then then I'll go and put my $60 down if that's true, because I would trust your all's opinion over any game developer, any publisher, and any game store. I don't trust their opinions. They'd sell me crap if they could and tell me the greatest crap in the world. But you guys would say, look, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the crappiest crap you're ever going to get. And you'd be honest about it, telling me. So
I'll remember that, Pandora. By the way, look, there's this game out. It was a couple years ago called Two Worlds, the first one. Dude.
Don't buy it.
No, I will overhype one game. I will say overhype, but if you're a huge fan of Baldur's Gate, okay, Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and Tich probably is going to be perking up for this.
Oh yeah.
Icewind Dale, any of those games, check out Pillars of Eternity. Oh my God, I played about I want to say 45 minutes of it, and I believe it's. And one of my best friends, as a matter of fact, he has the games as well, and he swears that it's just as good. he's actually saying it's better than Baldur's Gate. And I find that highly hard to believe. But I will let you know, because when I'm done with the game, I will have my strongest opinion on it. But right now, I think the game is superior by the way it controls to Baldur's Gate. Because Baldur's Gate was released how many freaking years ago? I mean, the mechanics back then were not like they are now. So, but if you are a big fan of the series, do yourself a favor, buy Pillars of Eternity. And I know G2A has it right now for $20. Or you can buy it on Steam for $50.
All right, guys.
I hear Tich typing.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we do need to take a break. I have to pee.
Short break, yeah.
Not as bad as the last
We got
time.
to go.
I need what?
We need some
We got to go
coffee.
make a few yellow forests.
So,
Yeah.
I unfortunately, guys, I do not have the pre-order status, or not pre-order, the game release status and the new game status updated. So that's old news. So I'm going to leave you guys with the sweet sounds of Troy Baker. Since we are kind of giving him some hype here and giving him some praise. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will be right back, guys. Okay?
Is this what it feels like to be losing again? Is this what it feels like to be nothing? Is this what it feels like to be down out again? Is this what it feels like to be crazy? Is this what it feels like to be in love? Can we turn this thing around? Can we see it in the clouds? Like Mother Mary's face, it whispers to me, calls us to a higher place, then sends us to the ground. And it burns in my soul, it will not let me go. And it burns in my soul, it will not let me go. Can we turn this thing around? Have we ever seen it in the crowd? Like our Mother Mary's face, it whispers to me, calls us to a higher place, then sends us to the ground. And it burns in our never been here before, but I've walked this room for sure, and it shakes me. And I've seen the sunrise before, but never quite like this before, and it breaks me. But you're so far away. Something just keeps me hanging on.
I want it to matter. Oh, but I let you down. So here in the silence and madness. Oh, you drag me down. You're so far away.
I saw a bad moon rising. We fell asleep for days until a new sun rises. We kept driving for days. Oh, for days. Ain't it funny how it goes when feelings start to change? We won't fall away till we're laughing to a sad song playing. The cheers will fake and fade as we go along the way. And we're laughing to a sad song. I saw a new sun rising. We fell asleep for days. Oh, until a bad moon follows to see how far we'll stray. Oh, we'll stray. Ain't it funny how it goes when feelings start to change? We won't fall away till we're laughing to a sad song playing. Cheers will fake and fade as we go along the way.
Hey guys, thanks for waiting for us. We are back from our break. Well, we need a much needed break. Haven't eaten all day, so had a quick little bite. I'm popping my Tic Tacs still, just eating those candies. And but we are back and we were refreshed and ready to do it. We're getting get this started here. We're gonna go right into our indies, our indie games, and we've got a nice little handful of them today. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is called Outward. Now I have not previewed any of these indie games except for one of them. So Caslin, do you have any information about this? Oh, hold on.
Go.
Sorry. Apparently your sound was down. I'm sorry.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry.
Outward it's called the Adventure Life Sim. It's got 27 days to go on Kickstarter. It's raised already $28,375 Canadian dollars. It's supposed to be $150,000 was the goal, so it's not even close to being where its goal. But it's an open world RPG with co-op and survival elements. It's supposed to be released on the PC and console. It's from simulated to day-to-day lifestyle, living alone in a vast world filled with creatures of fantasy, to retirement and passing on your knowledge and skills to your next of kin. Outward is about creating a complete adventure experience. It's not just combat. It's not just survival. It's both and more. And supposedly, basically the whole story of the game is you have to survive in the world and get to, supposedly there's a safe place that you have to get to, it's part of the storyline or something like that. So there's a fixed difficulty of freeform adventuring, an open world filled with handcrafted regions, a complete adventuring experience, fully envisioned survival mechanics, permanent consequences to even one of your character actions, legacy system to pass down items and skills, dynamic quests to continue with or without you, and dynamic player defeat. So there's a lot of cool features in the game if this is something you like. I'm a huge survival game person, so I think this is right up my alley if it ever comes out.
You mean you have to get to Alexandria?
All right, we have a we have a Kickstarter trailer for this one. Here we go. Oh, and of course,
Edge.
Outward is a game about many things. One of the most important is the survival aspect. So you need to control your character and to find food, water, cook that food, boil that water, sleep, increase your power, find new gear, and fight a variety of enemies, complete quests.
Unlike some other games, the player character in Outward does not grow to be an extremely powerful god or even an extremely powerful adventurer. He's only part of this world and tries to live his life in it.
So you have to be more clever, and you have to build up on what you are, and you're never gonna feel like you're just a god and that all of your actions have no consequence because you're invincible. You have to be extremely involved into what you're getting into because it's not gonna wait for you. That is what is different about Adventure Life Simulator versus just another open world RPG. It's really, you get into the head of the character, you think like he does. Another great thing about Outward is that you can play co-op.
It's gonna be out of the box. The default mode of the game can be played in multiplayer.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who, while playing open world RPGs, usually solo campaigns, to have imagined myself just being able to share a controller with a friend and start playing split screen and just both have this immersive world for ourselves. It has never been done, not in the way we envision. And we want to make that happen. We know we can.
Outward began as a side project between me and the lead programmer, Pierre-Toine. So he just pitched the idea about an open world survival game, and I was thrilled. I love fantasy games, so I offered to help.
The team at Nine Dots is incredibly talented, and our core team is very small. We're only 6 right now. But we accomplished great things already together. 2 years and a half of development, we made God Factory, and most people who saw it, like professionals, were saying, how did you do that? That would take a team of 20. But when you're focused and when everyone shares a vision, it works so fast, it works so good, and our team is better than the sum of its parts. If you are as excited as I am about this whole idea of an adventure life simulator, please support us. You can pledge, you can share, you can have a huge impact on this project, and we can't do it without you.
I think it's gonna be both.
So that is Outward. Looks interesting.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, I did have a little bit of problem. It's just a promo thing, and it's just the way they choose to. Very, very dark in the beginning there. You couldn't really see much, but when they did show the game, it looks really, really nice. You okay, guys? I thought you were going to say something. I was waiting for you to say.
Yeah, I was waiting on it too.
No, I like that game, but this next game, it looks to be more. It'd be actually this next game would be really fun to do with every one of you guys, because it's a community. It's an online social game for PC with full multiplayer games, activities, synchronized media, and zero microtransactions. But the cool things that you can do in this game is looks so freaking amazing. Like you can create your own condos. You can play if you want to play miniature golf, you can play miniature golf with each other. You want to do kart racing, you can do kart racing. If you want to go around shooting each other, you can go around shooting each other. There's so many cool things involved in it. And again, it's a Kickstarter.
Sounds like GTA.
Got 27 days left. 27 days to go. And the goal was 100,000. It's only reached 10,000 so far, which I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of cool things in this game that just makes it, the casino. They have casinos. They have the boardwalk. You walk down the boardwalk, go on the Ferris wheel if you want. It's a social game. You want to go watch a movie? They have actually movie theaters in the game that show YouTube videos, and so you can sit down and watch YouTube videos with a whole bunch of people. Nightclub.
That's cool.
Ball race, tiny crusaders, mini
all
golf.
things we can do together in the real world.
Yeah, accelerate, but zombie massacre.
I can do that in the real world.
That's right. Shoot each other, play golf.
To me, it seems like it's an updated version of like Second Life or one of those. Even The Sims Online. When The Sims Online, it's one of those social type of online games. But it seems like it's cool out there, and I know we have the trailer, so
yeah, sure. All right, this is Tower Unit, right, or Unite?
Tower Unite, I believe.
Cool. All right, here we go. Oh crap.
Hey Kickstarter, we're Pixel Games, and we're excited to show you our new project, Tower Unite.
Tower Unite is a unique social experience that is driven by the community. It's a perpetual online universe that focuses on connecting players from across the globe, and for one purpose, to have fun with your friends.
Before we go any further, we want to stress one fact. Tower Unite has no microtransactions, no subscriptions, and no premium currency. All items and upgrades will be unlockable from in-game through the game world's activities and events. Tower Unite is built upon three main features: your condo, the plaza, and the game worlds. Your condo is your home. This personal space is fully customizable bottom to top. From the style and the layout of the furniture to the landscaping of the garden, you can tweak it to whatever you desire. It's a place that defines you and acts as the gathering point for you and your friends. Watch YouTube videos, listen to music on SoundCloud, or just chat with your friends. And when you're ready, you can head to the plaza. Shops are available to further customize your look, condo, and more. You will be able to unlock clothing, furniture, toys, and pets. The arcade features interactive 2D games and numerous indoor activities such as bowling. The boardwalk is a relaxing oceanfront with constantly expanding outside activities like the Ferris wheel that you're seeing. The casino lets you gamble virtual chips with your friends. It has blackjack, slots, roulette, poker, and video machines. The theater and the nightclub are places where everyone can share and discover new videos and media with their friends. These are only a few things we've implemented into the Tower Unite universe so far. The plaza is an infinitely expanding location. Based on community feedback, we plan to constantly provide additions and new activities to this area. Once you've had fun in the plaza, you can head over to the Game Worlds. Game Worlds are the core of Tower Unite. Although the plaza acts as a social platform, Game Worlds are where you'll be spending most of your time. Independent from the plaza, these multiplayer games cover a variety of different genres that cater to everyone's liking. From competitive to cooperative, these games are built for both casual and hardcore players. With such a large range of multiplayer online games, it's almost impossible for you to find something you won't enjoy with your friends.
Aside from games, Tower Unite is a multimedia center. We're integrating a bunch of APIs to make it as easy as possible to share your music in-game with your friends. For example, we've got a nightclub that's completely reactive to the music you play. You can use SoundCloud to share your music with your friends, or if you're a DJ or a musician, you can use that as a virtual stage to share your work. So if going out isn't your thing, the con is equipped with that same multimedia center. And we've got a bunch of APIs that we're integrating, and we're starting out with YouTube and SoundCloud support.
The core motivation behind Tower Unite is connectedness. Everything that you're seeing in the game, other players are seeing too. If you're watching a YouTube video, other players are seeing the same YouTube video playing at the same time. If you're listening to a music stream, other players are also listening to the same music stream. Our servers work a lot like other servers on the internet. You host your own server and people can join it. But unlike other servers, our servers are all interconnected as part of a massively multiplayer online experience. So all the player data is synchronized between the servers. You're seeing your friends if they're in a different server on the internet. It's a great way to make new friends and to meet up with your current friends.
So here's the thing, Tower Unite isn't just a concept on paper. Tower Unite's predecessor is already a reality. Gmod Tower, a game mode that's powered by Gary's mod in the Source engine, provided the main concepts that Tower Unite is based off of, an all-in-one massive social experience. Since 2009, Gmod Tower's success has been fueled by countless amounts of content creators across the globe, attracting millions of players to the project.
We have been absolutely blown away by the support on Gmod Tower. Even after 5 years, we've still been able to push updates to a huge amount of players on a constant basis. To me, that basically tells us that Tower isn't going to be going away anytime soon.
Despite Gmod Tower's success, we've come to realize that the Source engine drastically limited us in a variety of ways. By moving to Unreal Engine 4, we're able to break through all the restrictions in the past and unleash our true ambitions. We've already managed to recreate Gmod Tower's lobby in a next-gen setting, but the current pre-alpha concepts we have don't entirely reflect our ambitions for the future.
So, because we're using the Unreal Engine, our workflow has improved exponentially compared to other engines we've used in the past. For me personally, I can create content at a much faster rate. It's definitely going to help us in the long run. Our developers are utilizing systems like Unreal Blueprint, and they can create items and gameplay, and they can prototype those.
Okay, yeah, it's a 9-minute long thing. I apologize. I get the point. It looks interesting. Maybe that's why they only have 10,000. Because your trailer is way too freaking long.
I know. I mean, that's like, why do I always find the highest freaking longest trailers there are?
I don't know. It looks cool. It does look. The concept is cool.
The reason why is because majority of the games I find and pick are from Kickstarter. So you know, they have to show and explain why they're doing what they're doing and all that other stuff. So I like I said, I think that game would be pretty fun. I mean, I understand it's, you know, you can do all that stuff in real life, but we all live thousands of miles away from each other. You know, it'd be,
that's right.
Be fun.
Alternate reality.
Right.
Hey, Tich. Hey, Pandora. Hey, Kaz. Hey, BCK. Hey, Brunhofer. Hey, Slim and M. Want to go out golfing? Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Oh, and I'm RV Gaming. Can't forget you, man. All right, this next one.
This next one.
The next
Pandora's
one,
favorite.
Yeah,
and Drift.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with this game for a little while now, and I'm pretty excited for it. Here's what we know about it, and it's really not a lot of information out there. I mean, there's some information, but I've gathered up, you know, pretty much everything you're going to want to know so far. Basically, this drift, and if you or it in the spelling, I'm going to put it in the chat because it's not spelled. Well, I was going to put it in the chat. The I is actually a 1, so if you're looking for it and you're trying to search, you're going to need to know that. But what it is Adrift is an immersive first-person experience that tells the story of an astronaut in peril, floating silently amongst the wreckage of a destroyed space station with no mirror and a severely damaged EVA suit. The only survivor struggles to determine the cause of the catastrophic event that took the lives of everyone on board. The player fights to stay alive by exploring the wreck of for precious resources. And you'll have to overcome the challenges of an unforgiving environment to repair the damaged emergency escape vehicles and safely return home. This game, from what I know, is only going to be somewhere the 4-hour long length-wise. And so there's only about 4 hours of gameplay or so.
I thought you were going to say it was a 4-hour trailer.
No. The game itself, the developers are saying that the game is about a 4-hour or 4.5 hour long experience. So they're being honest about it right up front. They're telling you that it's about 4 hours of gameplay, and that's about it. But to offset, they're saying that the game, from what I know so far, that it's expected to release about a $20 to $30 price range to kind of offset the fact that it's only a 4-hour game. It's going to be by it's published by 505 Games. It's developed by 130. I believe the expected release date, again, this is an indie game, so hold me to this, but from what I understand, it's supposed to be June 30th of this year, and it's supposed to release on the PC, the PS4, and the Xbox One, and we do have a trailer. So, and it's only 2 minutes long.
All right, here we go. And this is Adrift.
Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Manual oxygen refill required. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. EVA critically damaged. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. EVA suit critically damaged. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Manual oxygen refill required. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Survivor detected. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4. Manual oxygen refill required. Hardiman Aerospace, North Star 4.
That looks interesting. That's really cool.
I like it. Yeah, it looks good. What it is these guys that make up 130 are veterans of big games like BioShock Infinity and other big titles. So what's happened is I've noticed we're starting to see this trend. It happened with Respawn. We're starting to see some of these AAA developers or designers, game designers and things that are leaving these big companies and starting independent studios like 130, and they're made up of veterans, like big that have worked on some big titles. And if you notice, if you really look at that, that's a pretty impressive trailer for gotta remember this is an indie game. So I kind of like this trend. I like seeing big guys leaving these companies and coming to the indie market and bringing some really quality indie games because they don't have the rules, in place, like the big publishers, telling them what they can do and what they can't do.
And
so I think this is great for business.
And they don't get honest. They don't get their pockets cut either.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it. We saw it not too long ago with Cliffy B2.
Yep.
He left Epic. He's responsible for Unreal Tournament and Gears of War. He's a big name, and now he's releasing his Project Blue Streak, which we showed a couple weeks ago.
That's right.
Just one thing about that game, I better be compatible with the Oculus Rift, man.
Now,
this one is.
Yeah. Cool.
It's being designed with the Rift in mind. They've got some YouTube videos up of people experimenting around with the drift in the Oculus Rift, and people are just like, what an experience.
So it's made for PC.
It is made for PC. It's PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I'm telling you, it's for, and it's only supposed to release for $20 or $30. I mean, there's no reason to buy it. I mean, to buy it. I mean, $20, you're not going to be out a whole lot. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I really am. I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, it's only 4 hours long, but a game like that doesn't really need to be long. I mean, to be honest with you. I mean, how long are you going to float around in space, surviving before that gets a little tedious and monotonous and boring? So I think a 4-hour cutoff spot is probably a good thing, You play the game and you're done.
Recreate gravity.
Now,
yeah.
This is not according to this game, but what do you guys think about Koji Kojima, and his situation with Konami?
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to leave and make his own studio? Because he's been doing it for so long. I mean, he's a household name who's worked on Metal Gear series, and
he keeps saying he's going to retire, and every time he does that, he comes out with a new game.
Right, but what I'm saying, now that they officially cut him, he's officially fired. The only reason why he's still, because he's contracted to make the Silent Hill and the Metal Gear, so he's only there to make those two games. Now, can we see him maybe leaving and making his own studio with these high named guys from all these other studios? Because it seems like more and more as time goes on, these big companies are losing these big name, whether it be artists, developers, writers, and they're going on their own and making their own studios, and it's a pattern here that we're seeing more and more frequently. So I'm wondering if he's going to be the next big household name to finally say F you to the company and finally make his own studio.
I think because of who he is, he's done this for so long that he's probably like my father that can't stop. I mean, he's only happy when he's working and making these games. This artwork, because I mean his games they're truly beautiful. Most of the games I've played from him are just truly beautiful. So I think it would be highly likely that he'll break off. Like once he's done with here, he'll break off and probably gather a team of his closest friends and family or peers or whatever, and make a new company, make their own independent company.
It's like I live in Massachusetts, right? If everybody didn't know, and I had probably one of the most brightest indie developed type companies in a long time with household stars. I mean, you had, you had Kurt Schilling, who was a baseball star. He was but he was an avid video game player. He played World of Warcraft. He played all these, MMO type of games. And then you had McQuaid, who did all the artwork. So, I mean, not McQuaid, McFarlane, who did all the artwork for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had R.A. Salvatore, who wrote the whole story and all the lore. I mean, those are three huge names in all these different genres. Period books, Todd McFarlane with his his sculptures and his artwork and his Spawn series. All these great, and I don't even want to talk about what happened to it because it's tragic, really, what happened. But this is pretty cool that a lot of these companies and a lot of these guys are actually losing these big names and they're going out on their own and making these their own companies. So I'm highly excited to see, especially like Kojima, if he did do this, it would be great to see him do this. Imagine the talent that, I get to work with Kojima, sign me up, Right. It's just one of those things that he's such a big name that it would be like Tom Clancy just deciding he wants to get away from Ubisoft and, not partner with Ubisoft anymore and make his own company just named Tom Clancy brand. It would be like that dramatic of an effect.
Well, you hit on something. Yeah, you hit on something that I think a lot of people really aren't considering. Maybe some people are going to consider it, of course, but I don't think a lot of people are going to consider this. Now, Sid, this will hit home with him really, really big time because he's a huge Todd McFarlane fan, as well as I am. The thing about it is, the reason why those guys left Marvel was seek independence. When you have something like this, it's good for business. I'll tell you what we're not discussing here is these guys that are leaving these businesses are one thing. They're artists. They're not going to just settle. They're not just going to, they're working for these big companies, sure, but there's that artist inside them is still in there, and they want to be able to express themselves. That never goes away. I think BC said, he could go and retire if he wanted to, but no artist ever really retires. There's always that next thing that as an artist you want to work on. As a creator, that's something that I think drives these guys. And when they're working for these big companies, they're producing what sells and what these companies and these publishers want. But they're not quite tapping into that creative beast inside themselves that's wanting to come out and create that game or that experience or that piece of art that they really want to get out. I think that's why this is happening. I think we're seeing another movement in the gaming industry that we saw in the comic industry with the Revolution image, where you have these fantastic creators that said, hey, you know what, I'm tired of making these guys rich and putting out their own comic book characters and doing this own thing and making all this money. I've got ideas myself. I've got my own creation I want to put out there. And now that I've got a little bit of fame behind me and a little bit of experience, let's all band together and do this. I think it's the same thing. Now it's happening in the video game industry, and that's a great thing. I'm all for it. Creative expression.
All right. Well, we are going to wrap this up a little bit. I know you guys have probably been anticipating, but that is a little bit of our show. Just on a personal note, real quick story. I know we mentioned it in the beginning there. Yes, Tich and I did get pulled over by the police. I will post the pictures. They're all, like I said, they're all on my phone. I don't have my cord here to hook up to my computer and be able to post them onto the stream tonight. But what happened Saturday? Last Saturday was I went as a zombie. I went as a zombie, and Tich actually dressed up as Nick from Left 4 Dead 2.
Frying pan and all.
frying pan and all, pistol, really a realistic pistol. It had the orange tip on it. We obey the law. So, but I was done up. I had a full face masking, and when I post the pictures, you'll definitely see how horrifying I was. So I did all my makeup. I had a huge head wound on my right hand side, and my ear was bleeding and all that thing. So we went to MegaCon that morning, early morning. Went to MegaCon. Didn't feel very well. We were tired, so we came home early. Now we were driving on the way home. I was really, really tired, and Tich likes to drive, so I sit in the passenger seat and I pass out. I'm like passed out.
He's slumped over like this.
Got my seatbelt across me, and I'm slumped over. And what happens?
He's asleep, so I'll tell the rest. Basically, a car kept pulling up to the passenger side,
it's like a
and I
BMW.
could see him keep looking in to the window, and I could tell he was a little panicked, but I kept my eyes on the road because I-4 is really dangerous, and I also was getting a kick out of this guy being freaked out. Anyway, so basically, Sid finally kind of wakes up, and I tell him, okay, this guy thinks something's up, and he's following me. And he was. Every time I made a lane change, he made a lane change. Every time I sped up, he sped up a little bit. But if I pulled back, instead of passing me, he'd pull back too. So he definitely was tailing me.
So we're about halfway home. I wake
and
up.
I can see he's on the phone too.
Yeah, halfway home, I wake up. Tich tells me what's going on. Hey, look in the rearview mirror. Don't really look, but look, in the mirrors, there's this guy following, and I'm looking. I'm still like this, but I'm just kind of out of the corner of my eye. I'm looking in our rearview mirror, and I see this guy just weaving back, just following our car really intensely. So the next thing I know is we get to our exit to go to our house, and we pass a cop car. He's pulled another person over for speeding. We pass that car. The next thing I know
he's
is
also hightailing it back to his cruiser.
the next thing I see, out of the corner of my eye, I see him kind of talking to his radio, and he tells the guy, he does something to the guy, and he runs to his car, and they pull behind us. So we get off on our exit. 2 squad cars zip in right behind us, and as soon as we make that turn into our area, the lights come on, and we immediately pull over. So we pull over. I'm wide awake now, and I go, oh my god, is this really happening? Are you freaking kidding me? Is this really happening? So this guy, the officer, moseys onto our car. He's kind of cautious, and Tich rolls down the window, and he says, license and registration. No, he says, is this your car? I said,
yes,
yeah,
sir, it
yes,
is.
Sir, yes, it is. License and registration, please. And Tich goes,
all right, sir. I apologize. My purse is in the back. If you don't mind, may I get out and get it?
And he kind of hesitates. He doesn't answer. He kind of hesitates. I think he glanced in the back, and we had all this MegaCon like paraphernalia, big bags that say "Walking Dead" on it. And I had my pictures of Norman Reedus and Walking Dead and stuff. And he bends over and looks in through the window, and he sees me, and I'm like, Hi. I've got blood gushing down my face, blood over my chest. I have a chest piece right here. Guts are actually spilling out in my lap. They're rubber guts, but they're guts. And he looks at us, he looks at Tich and goes, let me guess, you two have been at MegaCon, haven't you? And we go, why, yes, officer, we have. We have been to MegaCon, and we're coming home. I hope nothing's the worry and the wrong. Anything's wrong? And he goes, we got a call about a beat up person and or dead deceased person in your car. I'm gonna go talk to this guy. You guys are free to go.
Or dead.
Yeah, they thought he was dead.
They thought I was dead. So that just, I talked to Retro, the first person I told to, because I was like, oh my god, I gotta call someone, I gotta call. And the first person that was on my last dial was Retro Godfather, because I work with him, and we talk back and forth about what work, and he picks up the phone, and he's like, what's going on? I tell him the whole story, and he goes, dude, that's like the highest compliment you can get for a makeup job. And I was like, yeah, absolutely right. Maybe I should go into the makeup business. Who knows? So, but oh my
Well,
gosh.
what was funny is I also told Sid, I said, now this is what we're going to do. I've seen this guy on the phone. I'm pretty sure he's probably called the cops, but he's going to follow us all the way home. If we get home and he's still behind us, we're pulling into the garage. I'll give you enough room to get out of the car, but I'm closing the garage behind us.
Right, yeah. So I don't know. Someone told us that we can actually call the police station and get a recording of the 911 call, and we're gonna.
It's public knowledge. It's public.
I can't promise you guys. But we will try to get that recording. Because I think that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that.
I do too.
I want to hear it.
Because when you guys showed us the pictures of what you look like, and then this whole story, I was like, oh my god, that's so freaking hilarious. And it couldn't have happened to two people. It fit the whole thing. It was crazy.
Well, after it happened, we both looked at each other and went, that was awesome.
That was the goal. We drove away like. Do we actually go, or do we have to stay, or like, and then we're like slowly pulling out. We're like, oh my god, that happened! I just got pulled over for makeup. Oh my god, it was. I'm
Two of the
still on a
nicest
rush
people
on that.
getting pulled over for a violent crime.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was
And
so freaking hilarious.
I used the sweetest little voice that I had to talk to this officer.
And we were scared because all of this stuffing like Ferguson and all this stuff that's been happening with cops lately. We don't know how this guy was going to react. We had a weapon on the back seat, basically a weapon on the back seat. Who knows? He might misinterpret, not see the orange thing. We didn't know how this was going to go down, but oh my god! Fortunately,
good thing you are in Florida and not here. They would have just shot.
Yeah.
Stand your ground, law.
Later.
Oh my god.
One thing is, had he said, no, you need to get out of the car, I would have complied. We wouldn't have put up a fight. We wouldn't have argued.
Okay.
We would have went along with the officer. We wouldn't have made a fuss.
Granted, I don't know if you can see this because of my green screen there, but this is my MegaCon bracelet, and I wore mine on the right-hand side. Tich wears hers on the left-hand side. Thankfully, she was holding the steering wheel with this side as the window's down, with this in full clear view. So I mean, that was part of the what helped us there too. So, oh my gosh! So that's what happened to us on Saturday. I almost got arrested for being dead. So
I see
and then
a YouTube video coming.
Oh my gosh!
What you need to do when you requisition the call log, the 911, see if you can get the requisition the police officer's dash cam video footage.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Oh my gosh! So yeah, we'll see what we can. I can't promise anything because I don't know how the laws here. It should be public, but I don't know how that works here. So. Oh my god. You know what? I just realized, BCK just brought up a good point. Hey, what did you do this weekend? Oh, we almost got arrested. I haven't told my parents this at all. They don't know. They don't know anything yet. I think I'll tell them next year. Like I never told my parents I shaved my head for about 2 years when I was in Utah. So that's another story.
Until we sent them a picture.
Yeah, until I decided to send them a picture. Every time I sent a picture, it was always cut off, so they couldn't see my hair. So, but anyways, we are Styx Broadcasting, and thank you so much for joining us tonight, even though we were late, but with good reason for everything. So, Styx Broadcasting, again, I am Sid 6.7.
I'm Titchery.
Your Pandora.
Kazan 143.
And you've been watching Save Point Show. Remember, guys, save early, save often. We'll be back next week, next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 7 to 10. And I don't have anything to do, so hopefully we'll be on time. So we apologize for that again. But yes, we won't get arrested and such like that. But again, save early, save often, and hey, have a good night, guys. Stay classy.
Bye.
dust it burns.